The Wild Wild West.
That gypsy scale is too much, bro.
I can't believe this is still going.
That gypsy scale.
I really can't believe it.
This is a lifelong dedication, dude.
No,
I'm as much as a flutist as I am a comedian.
You're a flautist.
Possibly more of a flautist.
You are a bit
I'm
of a
more of a
flautist.
flautist.
You're flautistic, dude.
I'm,
You're fucked up.
I'm getting a keyboard.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm getting a keyboard. I'd
like you to start playing piano. That would be sick.
I love piano, bro.
That's a cool thing to
I come
be
from
good
a
at.
family of pianists, dude.
Really?
My dad's grandfather played piano in the bars.
What?
That's how he etched out. Yeah, that's how he made a couple bucks.
That's awesome.
Great grandpa would play in the fucking saloon. And if, dude, my one cousin, it
The
runs
saloons of Philly?
in the saloons of Southwest Philadelphia, dude.
In like the 60s, people are like, man, turn that shit the fuck off.
Yeah, my dad for a few years lived in Southwest Philadelphia. He was a Fresh Prince.
Was he?
He was,
He was a fresh penis, dude. Just down there getting his ass beat at bars.
It runs in my family. I have cousins who are just like savants on piano. It's pretty nuts.
You have several autistic people in your family.
I think our whole family's autistic. Our one cousin nailed it. She's like, our whole family's in too deep. We're all so autistic, we don't know it.
Yeah.
But we're in too deep, dude.
Yes.
It runs in the fam.
Well, you guys have all bullied each other into some type of weird, like, nah, I'm this. I'm this. And then you guys have all bullied each other. Like, Bill's out of his mind, dude.
Yeah.
And he might be the most sane. I can't tell if he's the craziest or the most sane.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I can't tell.
I
genuinely can't tell if Billy's absolutely the craziest or the most sane.
Who can tell? Yeah.
I don't think he knows.
Well, it's like the one thing, like if two balls are moving, who knows which ball is actually moving?
True.
Space. Yeah, is the space between them just increasing? Yeah.
The first, like, when I met Billy, I'd be like, why are you doing all this? Because he's like, I wake up at this time, I'm jacked, I work hard. I was like, why? Why are you doing it? He's like, I'm bulletproof, dude. You can't make fun of me. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's definitely my family's deep roots of autism, dude.
Yeah.
Just like feudal autism. Just like, yes, my lord.
I think that's why we vibe, dude. My family's deeply into the syndrome, dude. We're all,
True.
I get home, everyone's like, no.
We're just two powerful clans, dude.
Too powerful.
Good clans, the ones with a C. Not those bad K clans, dude. Let's not get that twisted. We do not support the Ku Klux Klan at all.
No.
Do you see the Da Vinci Code?
Hold on, I want to tell you this. As many autists as you guys have, we have several offensive linemen in my family. My whole family's offensive line, dude. That's hard syndrome
But
stuff.
everyone else is offensive line adjacent, though. That's the other
syndrome.
thing. Offensive line's a continuum.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who are like just on the verge of offensive linemanship.
Yes.
So yeah, it's pretty sick. That's definitely the most autistic position in football.
No, it's the most syndrome.
Oh, yeah. True. That makes sense. What would you say the most autist position in football is? Fullback?
Quarterback?
Not QB, dude.
Most autistic position.
Is there such a thing? Nah,
Kicker.
possibly.
No, I don't know. Now that you're mentioning it, offensive line also definitely has a lot of that too.
I remember
Of just like, I'm here to block for the guys running the
Dude.
ball. I'm selfless. But that's also syndrome.
True.
Well, football's just for the fellas.
True. It's just for the boy. It doesn't even matter. That was the dude when the coach would tell me that in Pee Wee football, being like, "You guys are the unsung hero, dude." I fucking loved that. I genuinely prided myself on that for like years after Pee
I
Wee
take it
football.
back. The syndrome has a lot of glory hounds. They love. They're like, I want to score the touchdown. You ever watch those fucking glory hounds when
True.
they
They
get
are.
the ball?
Autists are role players, dude. Autists are role players.
True.
The syndrome are glory hounds for sure. Dude.
There's always those videos of dudes with the syndrome coming in and just drilling threes in basketball games.
You are right about that. They are absolute glory hounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
What about the Da Vinci Code?
It reminded me. I was watching it last night, and that was like the very beginning of it. He's like shows Ku Klux Klan people, and he's like, "What do you think of this robe?" And everyone's like, "Racist." And he's like, "Actually, these are what the priests in Spain wear." Bam, next slide. And I was like, "Shit, Hanks." He was saying some priests used to wear it like that was a holy gown.
Yeah, they still wear it.
Do they really?
I was just watching a Anthony Bourdain in Spain episode. They do this like festival where literally everybody walks down the streets in clans robes.
What are they pumped on?
Some statue of like a saint. And then they go cut bulls' heads off. It's a good day.
Yeah, he busts out the swastika in the beginning. He's like, actually, this is a chill ass symbol too. He's like, you guys don't know shit.
I can't believe people are still flexing on that. Like,
With the swat?
Did you know that this wasn't just Nazi stuff?
Dude, so I watched Da Vinci Code.
Everyone knows that.
Da Vinci Code is it is stoner knowledge. The whole movie.
Yeah.
Dude, anything that popped up, I'd be like, well, yeah. And Brittany's like, how do you know this stuff? I was like, Psh. Got into the Constantine. Like
I
the
got
early...
high in 5th grade.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I sniffed chalkboard cleaner when I was 10 with my boy. Did you ever huff?
No, I don't think I did.
I huffed. Only twice. I didn't huff.
I wasn't
a
think I
huff.
ever got high. I would try to
huffer.
smell things. I was always a bit timid.
Yeah,
I was always like, I want to be cool and do drugs, but I was always very afraid of them.
I read about huffing in a library book and then tried it.
Until now. Now I fucking love drugs.
I was the opposite, bro. My rock star lifestyle ended at like 5th grade.
Yeah.
With like chalkboard cleaner. I don't think I even got high. I just got like nervous and dizzy and sick. And I was like, that book might be onto something about why these things are bad. I was worried about the huffer's rash. That's the thing you want to avoid.
They certainly are.
Because they would spray it in a paper bag and then you huff out of a bag. That's how you knew a huff had, dude.
Well,
you see the rash. See that rash? You know that guy. So that's bad news. That guy huffs household cleaning products. Sucks nobody huffs anymore. That was an epidemic back in the day.
Yeah.
Just people, dude, sniffing gasoline, sniffing tanks. We got, on the way home, we're going to hit a truck stop. I'm going to introduce you guys to sniffing some tanks. Okay. Go right to a trucker's thing, uncrack it, and fucking breathing that gasoline.
Get the hell out of here, you damn kids.
But it was tight. I got to flex on Brittany with like Christian, like Roman knowledge. Be like, well, yeah, dude, fucking Council of Nicaea. Dude, it was blowing her mind. How do you know this stuff? I was like,
Da Vinci Code's got you, for sure.
We're almost done. We're halfway through.
Oh, really? You guys pause the movie?
Yeah, dude, it's a 3-hour movie. Bedtime's 9 p.m. Yeah, Da Vinci Code's 3 fucking hours.
Damn.
Bedtime's 9 p.m. Strict.
You guys have strict lights out?
She does. I lay in bed and listen to audiobooks usually.
Under the covers audiobook?
No under the covers, dude. No under the covers. Dude, I had...
You don't want to head down there, dude.
I had, dude, crippling. Yeah. Did you ever have constipated diarrhea?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I never had...
I've had it all, bro.
Dude, I couldn't... It was the most insane thing. I was hiding them, and I was actually concealing them perfectly under the covers, and she would move, and fucking the air would escape. And dude, my farts per hour... I was probably doing 9 farts per hour. Like, for 72 hours. I was, like, genuinely afraid. She caught me in the middle of me, like, switching my diet of being like, I'm just eating fucking chicken and broth. She's like, dude, you're constipated. Relax. Your whole family does this. You guys go on some weird thing. Just wait. Your butt will be fine.
Just go get some fiber gummies.
I should.
Munch them. You'll like that.
Well,
I've had those.
They're
They're
good.
so nice, dude. You just dump piles. You just drop horse piles for like a week.
I was off the oatmeal. I was on the oatmeal and everything was going
that's
well.
Pile City.
Yeah, I was on the oatmeal every day, and then I started eating. I have a couple things in my head that I ate that I'm kind of figuring out.
I was on oatmeal for a while.
Were you?
Yeah, dude. Pile City.
The piles come out
Back in my poor days, it'd be beans and oatmeal. That was all the cheapest shit I could find.
Yeah, dude. I spent
but piles.
the whole night just waking up and just like farting loudly on the toilet and just coming back shamefully to bed. She's like, did you go to the bathroom? I'd be like, no. She's like, I thought I heard you. Like, that was just farts.
Oh, I do that. If that's what you mean? I do that constantly.
You really?
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, fuck, my stomach feels terrible. It feels like a dump. And then you go sit there and fart and just look at your phone.
But a little comes out.
Yeah.
I got a very little bit.
Like a snake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But I was feeling the waves of diarrhea. And
one thin
finally,
snake.
The sweet release, dude, is upon me. And it would just be like, and like a little snake. And I'd like back to bed with the same old.
And you got to wipe with a definite dump in there.
Oh, dude, it was fucking horrible. I had like Jackson ass. Like it was like I had dog ass, dude. Dude, all weekend. And then it gets to the point where you're farting so much that they start bringing up medical shit. And you're like, all right, enough. I don't have fucked up butt stuff, dude. Let it go.
Yeah.
That was my whole weekend, just watching the Da Vinci Code a little bit at a time, like trapping fucking farts under blankets for my dear life.
Yeah, I wonder what he munched that did that.
I ate a whole bag of Yucca fries. So right now I was averaging like a carton of hummus a day, and I add like really spicy ghost pepper jerk seasoning to the hummus or like curry, some kind of thing, and then a bag.
That'll do it.
I think, dude, I don't know.
Ghost pepper hummus daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must have been unleashing hell in those blankets.
It was wicked, dude.
Yeah.
But I think it all culminated. The bag of yuca fries was a pig out. I think the yuca fries got
I don't even know
stuck.
what those are. What are they?
Yuca is like kind of like a.
It's all fucking.
It's a root. It's
Dude,
like
just eat Doritos. Knock it off. Eat
fries?
crap, dude.
dude. Yuca fucking rules.
Enough of this mumbo jumbo.
I don't know what it was, dude. I've been doing the Da Vinci Code on everything I ate. Just like I think it was the yuca fries.
Yes. What do you think of all these paintings now that you're big into the Da Vinci Code right now?
Hold on, I'm trying to get the best one. She's like, "Do you have the eidetic memory?" He was like, "Not really, but I do remember stuff really well." I mean, dude, I just want to see the Mona Lisa, dude. Swap them, and she's right next to him.
Whoa.
You see that?
Yeah.
There's the fucking.
remember
There's
that.
the wedge.
Yes.
Feminine. That's the fucking. That's the thing, dude. The feminine.
The V.
That's the holy grail, dude. The vagina.
Yes.
It's women.
That's how much I love pussy.
It's the holy grail.
It's the most important thing in
Jesus'
the world
daughter.
to me.
Fucking.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus had a kid. Isn't that the
Mary
point of the
Magdalene.
movie? And that was the Holy Grail, was the child.
Yep. Proof.
Mm.
To relinquish the church's
And
power.
Da Vinci knew.
Da Vinci obviously fucking knew, dude.
He was around back then.
He
He
was
knew
part
all
of,
about this.
He was part of the
Knights Templar.
Scion, dude. No,
Yeah.
they're called like the some bullshit. But either way, yeah. So I'm watching Da Vinci.
You remember Da Vinci Code? I remember people protested that.
Yeah.
Catholic school was pissed about the Da Vinci Code.
I
They were
bet,
mad
dude.
about Harry Potter and the Da Vinci Code.
What's up with Harry Potter?
I don't know. They're witchcraft.
Dumbledore's gay.
They don't
Oh,
like witchcraft.
Yeah.
I remember my school was like, you better not go see Harry Potter. We were all like, okay.
Yeah, you know what? I think my school was
Yeah.
kind of like weird about that.
That was
too.
cancel culture.
True.
That was back in the day.
That was back when Catholics held the power for
Yes.
cancel culture.
We got to get it back.
I don't think we're going to get it.
I got a slight win in Texas.
Exactly. If
They
we
canceled
can,
abortion,
if we can
which
stop
is pretty
women,
serious.
Yeah, if we can stop women from aborting babies, we can grab the culture
Yeah.
and just control it again, dude. No more fucking making out, dude. Oh my god.
No more rock and roll.
Dude, remember? Did your mom get the thing? I used to talk about it. My mom would get the newsletter, the Catholic Standard and Times.
Oh, no.
And
We
you
would
get-
we get just
Dude.
that fucking piece of paper they give you at the end of church.
Oh, my mom would
It's
get
like all
them-
their sponsors.
Oh yeah. It's like an HVAC
Like
company.
a gas station.
Yeah, my mom used to get the fucking newsletter. So any movie that came out, my mom would get like the Catholic yes or no on it, and it would be like teenagers holding hands, like warning. Dude, if they rated like
All you can watch is
Euphoria?
VeggieTales. You can only watch VeggieTales.
VeggieTales,
That's the only thing you can
VeggieTales
watch.
rules.
Do you toss that on for your child yet?
Only when I'm in a hotel, because it like when you're in a hotel, you have to watch whatever's on. VeggieTales came on, we watched it.
That's nice.
She was a little young to take in the tail, but I'm like, this is fucking.
Yeah, you're going to want to take this tail in.
You take that VeggieTale.
Take this VeggieTale.
But yeah, man, if my mom, if Euphoria had been filtered through the Catholic like leaflet on like
Dude.
what's okay to watch, it would have like incinerated it.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I had
drug
a
addict.
tough time. I had a tough time.
Euphoria. Gardini said he's been watching Sex with College.
The Secret Life of Sluts.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
College girls.
Mecky's in that.
it's I heard the Mexters.
Yeah.
It's evil, dude.
Why is it
Yeah.
evil?
It's just so many bad messages for kids.
What, kids should have a lot of sex?
Yeah, it's like,
And you don't want the girls having sex.
I don't want
You want the
girls
girls to
having
wait
sex.
for you.
yes, till they're
That's how
old
I
enough.
feel. I don't like girls being sluts. I want them to wait for me to come around.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's one of those things where it's like, there's a definitely a handful of women who can like go out and just have sex with hundreds of people and like start like painting in a warehouse and everything's fine. But for the majority of women, I think it kind of fucks them up.
Yeah,
If
probably.
they have too many boyfriends.
Yeah.
I read a quote one time. I think I showed Brittany the quote to see if it was true or not. But she was like, the quote was basically every time a woman has sex with a man, like she kind of splits in half, and the more times it happens, it kind of fragments her personality.
Hmm.
Yeah, Brittany was
Interesting.
like, kind of, yeah. She's like, yeah, it's kind of true.
A lot of shattered women
Yeah,
from too much penises.
too many penises, too many boyfriends, dude.
Yeah.
It's too many boyfriends. You can't have too many boyfriends, dude.
Why?
It's different. It's a whole different experience.
Too many boyfriends?
Yeah, dude. You
Yeah,
get
it must be hard for
penetrated.
women because you have to adopt their personality.
Exactly.
You gotta start dressing and acting like them every time.
It gets confusing. If you have too
Yeah.
many boyfriends, you're like, I don't know what the hell to do. Do I like football? Do I not? I can't
Yeah.
tell. I've had too many penises inside of me.
Yeah.
I don't know what I like and don't like. Do I like this movie?
Yes.
They just take a democratic vote of all the people they've ever had. It turns into a democracy. Then it's the Senate.
Yes.
Once a girl has sex with like 7 people, then
Until they
it's
meet
like,
their Caesar.
It's true.
And then he's like, no more Senate, dude.
No more,
Would
dude.
you listen to me? And then eventually they stab you in the back and you die.
Pretty much, dude. Which this is
Here we go. Come on.
this is the topic du jour right now.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to almost the entire Will Smith biography this weekend.
Yeah.
So while I was farting, the whole time I was farting under my blankets, I was just listening to Will Smith's life, dude. It's fucking wild.
Why?
It's like
He's having a weird fucking time, dude.
bro,
He needs to knock it off.
you gotta listen to this whole thing.
Isn't he a Scientologist now too? Or he's like adjacent, at least.
What's it, Jason?
Like adjacent to Scientology.
Well, he's questing. You gotta listen to his whole biography, but it's like
Okay. Well, I'm not.
you should.
I promise you
I'm
I
telling
won't.
you should. You should listen to it.
Dude,
It's
I'm on
good.
revolutions right now, dude. I'm falling asleep listening to the fucking Boston Tea
Dude,
Party.
I'm telling you, Will Smith, when you read it, it's like, because, he's just like a dude in a million movies who did a bunch of stuff. And then you heard like his wife cheated on him and everyone just went like,
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
my reaction, being like, what? And it's being like, it's for some reason, it's funny too to watch a mega celebrity slide into almost being like ironic. He became a joke. Kind of, not to
For sure.
not to slam Big Willie, because now I feel connected after his autobiography. But like he went from like the best, like crushing, he like talks about it, blockbuster, record breaking shit where like he could not miss, and it caused problems in his family.
You know
life.
where he started to miss? Wiki Wow Wow.
No, dude. Even after that, he still fucking it still kept killing it. I Am Legend, dude.
No, of course. He still is. Everything he does is good. Except like Gemini Man stunk.
After Earth, dude.
After
So,
Earth.
dude, what happened was
But he just did King Richard, and it's phenomenal.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Again, Will Smith is fine.
Will Smith's a great actor.
Fantastic. He's
Yeah.
a fantastic actor. It's when you listen to the book, he just lets it all out, dude. And it's like it's like you didn't know any of this stuff about him. Like, dude, like the whole thing, like, oh, what Fresh Prince? I was running with some bad guys. He was getting the shit kicked out of him, dude.
Yeah.
He was walking around Philly in cowboy boots.
They weren't just putting him on his shoulders and spinning him around.
That's a security guy, by the way.
Oh, really?
That's Charlie Mack. The
Nice.
guy who spins him is a security guy.
Nice.
But dude, he was apparently like, he was saying he was like, his dad would like beat the shit out of his mom. He was a compulsive liar too. There's a point later in the book where he like says a memory, then he's like, so he builds this whole thing up, and he's like, yeah, and I told my mom that story. He's like, that never happened. He's like 40 years old, but he would walk around in cowboy boots, and people would just trash him constantly. The first day he went to Overbrook, someone hit him in the head with a combination lock.
Ooh.
They like beat the shit out of him, dude. And then he got like tied in with like when his music blew up, he was like broke when he was doing the Fresh Prince.
Really?
He was hanging out with like, what is it, Junior Black Mafia dudes?
Really?
Yeah, dude. He like, it's insane. He was like, he had a mansion. He got cuckolded early on in life as well by his like original girlfriend. And that
Like he raised a child cuckolded or just got cheated on?
No, cheated on. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Jesus Christ. Just
Yeah.
cheated on.
Okay.
But I think he uses the term cuckolded or something. He uses cuckolded.
That's
like,
weird.
He was crushing it, dude. He was like music.
Wait, every time you get cheated on, you're being cucked?
I mean, that's like cucked light. Yeah, that's how you end up a cuckold, like a biological cuckold. But when you get cheated on, you've been cuckolded. He was like, in my young cuckolded mind. He said some kind of phrasing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And he was crushed. He was like traveling, touring, all this stuff, and all the dudes were getting pussy, and he was like, no pussy. He's a lover boy. He's like, I love my wife. I just want the perfect life. And then he came back, and she just like, he was like a global sensation. She fucked a dude, and like she like sold clothes in a store. Fuck some light skinned motherfucker, dude.
Of course.
Green eyed light skinned motherfucker, dude. I heard that. I was like, ah.
It's always the light skins, dude.
That's what he said, basically.
Always fucking our chicks.
That's what he said. Some light eyed motherfucker, green eyed light skinned motherfucker, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. It's the book. It's interesting to listen to, and it's co-written with Mark Manson, who's a subtle art of not giving a expletive.
Really?
So there's all these little things. It's like, it's read by Will Smith. There's a lot of like kind of like cheesy shit, kind of. But if you can just listen to it, it's very interesting. I couldn't put it down, dude. I couldn't take my earbuds out.
Nice.
He also admits to throwing up whenever he sees or
I heard
smells
that.
pussy.
Well, no, it was because he got cuckolded.
Yeah. And now
And
he's
then he
allergic.
tried to just start getting. He's like, I'm gonna be a pussy machine. And he would like, he needs the love connection, dude. So he would be coming and just be like, "Ugh," and just get up and gag and like run away. Dude, there was one part in it that was possibly the most disturbing part. Because
Let me hear it.
he has a lot of insight into his younger childhood. You can tell he's working with therapists. And he's like, well, this was because of this. And you're listening to it like, oh, it's kind of insightful. And then as like the years go by, it's like newer stuff that hasn't been processed as fully. So he's talking about him and Jada's relationship. And at one point, there's a story he tells that he's like, yeah, man, he's like, I'm a prankster. So I did this prank on Jada. And it's like, she doesn't think it was funny. I think it's the funniest thing ever. But like, I'll leave it to you guys to decide once and for all. And he's like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, here's what happened. And he was like, so me and Jada had been together for, I guess it was like a couple months. It was still fresh. And he was
Prince.
like, true. So she was going to meet his grandmother. And so he flew his grandmother out to California, LA, where he was living. And he has this thing where he like knows how long it takes for anyone to get to place. He like times people in his head. So he's like, it'll take her 47 minutes to get where she's from her house to my house. He's like, I'm going to put on a movie for my grandmother, a movie that she had like a very notorious sex scene in with another guy.
Where Jada did?
Jada did this movie apparently that was like a award-winning, like groundbreaking sex scene. It was groundbreaking in black cinema. So it was well known for all the actors and stuff. So he timed it to where he put the movie on with his grandmother, knowing that Jada would walk in the door right as that sex scene came on. And he was like, it's a prank. So she walks into her getting just like dog-balled on camera. And it was like a long movie. Movie sex is just like a guy get like thrust and comes immediately. This was like a fucking like ridiculous. What was that funny movie where they made fun of it? They did like a sex montage. And it was MacGruber. It was like real life. Apparently it's like real life. From the way he described it, it was like real life MacGruber.
You can't watch MacGruber with your lady.
They don't like it, huh?
Every time I've ever done that, we've had sex and I do that.
Oh.
I can't not do it. I can't watch MacGruber and then have sex because I'm gonna go, I'm about to fill you up. Oh yeah.
Dude, so he puts it on and she walks in and just goes like, what the fuck? And then like they sit there the whole thing, but the grandmom's kind of going like this. And this is the weirdest part where he was like, babe. He's like, this is him describing it. He's like, babe, it's perfect for us. This is perfect for us. This is a memory. This is the best. You're going to laugh. She's like, this isn't funny. This is fucked. She's like, no, babe. He like he'll do these things and be like, but it's perfect for us. This is a memory.
Yeah, he's just fucked up.
That's what
he's a famous person.
Yeah. But it was like that.
Famous people are fucked up.
Yeah, but that was the part of the book I was like, and he's pretty hyper competitive, and it was like, are you sure you weren't punishing her for having that sex scene?
Definitely.
And but that was that for me, that was like the part of it where I was like, whoa, dude, that didn't get fully processed. He's like, anyway, I thought it was funny. She didn't. And it was like,
yeah,
dude,
that's not funny.
That's not a joke, dude.
Yeah.
But I will say he does lay it all out there.
I'd be so ticked off if my wife or girlfriend was in a movie and even kissed a guy. I'd be like,
bro,
all right, we're done.
He has to understand the broship is here. It's like, bro, we're with you. That sucks. Don't put that on for your grandmother and your baby.
Maybe I wouldn't let it go and I would constantly shame her and myself.
I mean, dude, I hear it. It was just so funny to watch. And maybe he does think it's funny on some level, but I was watching it just like listening to I was at the gym listening to it and I just went like, oh man.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I'm like, that's really crazy. But still goat move. Yeah. I'm sure she never did that shit ever again.
You better not be.
He's like the dog shoving the dog's nose and
you gotta speak into the mic.
Speaking of
why is this a weekly thing?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, don't be sorry. Fix it.
I am right now.
Dude, if Will were here,
he was just shoving he was shoving her nose in it.
He did. Yeah. You have to.
That was that was a deep fucking it was a deep attack. Well, ultimately though, oh dude, and then we watched the interview. So I'm just like, I'm deep into Will Smith's mind the whole weekend. I'm just watching this shit being like, it was interesting the fact that he was at the pinnacle of an actor's career, pretty much, as big as a person could get.
Yeah.
And he was like miserable as fuck.
Big Willie.
Because when he did After Earth, his family, he was just like, on just go mode, go. His family wasn't really too happy about it. And he was married to an actress who, that's a fucked up dynamic.
Yeah.
When somebody's like global sensation, She got so fucked up, she eventually started a heavy metal band.
She had what?
She started a heavy metal band.
She did?
Yeah, dude. Wicked Wisdom. Jada started a heavy metal band. So he was
Wiki
like,
Wisdom? It is Wiki Wisdom? Wiki Wisdom.
Not Wiki Wisdom. It was Wicked Wisdom.
What the fuck? Yeah, everybody always acted like she was some fucking superstar. It's like, no, she's not.
I mean, she was
in what, Set It Off, and that was it.
That was the movie that
Jada Pinkett?
Will Smith showed his grandma.
Oh, really?
Was
She
that
had
the
a
sex scene and Set It Off?
That's
Was it
the only
with,
movie
who was
she's
it
ever
with? Queen
fucking done.
Latifah?
Yeah, with Queen Latifah.
No, who was the sex scene with?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it really Set It Off, the sex scene?
Yeah, I was just looking it up.
Thank you, Noah. Damn, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like
Vivica A. Fox.
she was like an extra in The Matrix, the second one or
Well,
something.
dude,
He was supposed to be in The Matrix.
Will Smith?
Yeah, he
who was
turned it
gonna
down.
who was
He
gonna
was
play?
supposed to be fucking Keanu Reeves.
What?
Yes,
He turned it down?
he did.
Well, because he had a formula, because he knew what
He turned down one of them. It was The Matrix. Yeah, he turned down The Matrix to do Wiki Wild Wild. Yeah. Yep.
but he still got
He
the
also
record sales.
turned down Django.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, he has a formula for movies where you need to have creatures, a love story, and special effects. Those are the things that sell ultimately. That was initially he did that. MIBs, Independence Day.
He loves aliens.
That was his manager read like 500 scripts and was like, "This is the formula for blockbusters: special effects, creatures, and a love story."
He still picked Wiki Wild over The Matrix.
There were some creatures.
There was a big spider. A big mechanical spider and a handicap man. That counts. That counts as a creature.
True. Yeah, they had a Dr. Robotnik, didn't they?
They
as
did.
as the fucking villain.
Pure Robotnik. That movie, I was pumped on that movie.
A movie fucking ruled.
Everything-
He was
everything
right
he
on
did.
that. Artistically, he was right
Everything
on Wiki
he
Wild.
did, I was, as a young man, I was
Dude,
pumped on.
Wiki
MIBs,
Wild-
dude, when you put out a song for it,
That was part of his marketing.
MIBs and Wiki Wild Wild was like,
Yeah.
those were good songs.
That was part of his marketing, dude.
They still hold up.
Yeah, man. That was part of-
Come the Men in Black.
It's stuck in your head. It's a marketing dude. He's a marketing genius. But yeah, he would go do movies like that, and then he would cut a track, and then that would get more press and all that stuff. Dude, it was the weirdest part is when because there was a whole thing of like within the acting realm, like he's at a party basically, and it's like, damn, Jamie Foxx must have felt like a loser in front of Will Smith, and it goes into a lot of that kind of psychology. How it's like there's actors and there's superstars.
Yeah.
You could been in like all these movies, and you're just like, yeah, guy's kind of a fucking nobody. It was like, dude, it was fucking crazy. But so he got to the peak of the mountain. His family started disintegrating because his just because of like the crazy work schedule, all this other stuff. So he was like, all right, his Willow got in to whip my hair back and forth. She quit halfway through tour. She was like, all right, I'm done. He was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? No, you can't be done. But she quit. And then Jaden wanted to be in a movie. So he was like, I'm going to heal my family. We're going to do a movie together. And it was After Earth. And it fucking flopped. And then he had to sit there and watch everyone tear his son apart. Man, this guy's a fucking hack, loser.
Yeah, but then
His
Jaden
dad-
came out with Icon.
What was Icon?
It's a great song.
I'm just an icon.
True.
I met him once in California.
You met Jaden
I
Smith?
met Jaden.
Did
He
you
was
really?
at the wing spot. I was getting buffalo wings, and he was there with his posse. And I was eating buffalo wings, and I just screamed Jaden, and he turned around and gave me one of these, and then looked away.
Sweet.
You screamed Jaden?
I was eating a buffalo wing, and I was like, Jaden, Jaden. I had like buffalo wing falling out of my mouth.
Eating wings?
Yeah, I met Jaden.
That's
what's
nice.
up.
Yeah, he was cool. And Icon's a bop.
It is a bop.
Hair back and forth. They played it during
good
the
song.
audiobook. I was like, this song
Yeah.
did
It's
rule.
also a bop.
Song did rule. Yeah, Jay-Z was in that deal apparently too. I think Jay-Z was like managing Willow, and then Willow just cut her all of her hair off. I was like, I'm done. I don't want
Nice.
to tour.
Women can just shut shit down.
Oh,
Be like,
dude.
I'm just going to shave my head. And everyone's like, ew. Yeah, we don't want to.
But it was cool. But to answer your question, he does eventually get into kind of like meditation and stuff because he was
Yeah.
way against it. He was like, stuff's fucking weird. He was a very like binary. I'm just gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. And then his family started to deteriorate. And then he did After Earth, and it deteriorated even further.
Damn, After Earth must
And
have
then
been really
August
bad. Huh?
Alsina came in.
Who's that? Oh, that's the guy who fucked his lady?
Here's the other thing too, though. Honestly, I think he got cucked for all of us, dude. Because it's like if he can get cucked, you can't feel bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you can do.
He got cocked for our sins.
He got cucked for us, dude. Because if you get cucked, it's like, yeah, well, Will Smith got cucked. You can't do any more
Yeah.
than that.
Turns out, I think, what's going on with Nancy Reagan?
I don't know.
Did she cuck
All
Ronald?
I've seen is she was just great at sucking dick.
What?
That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Is Nancy Reagan was sucking dick as a young movie as a starlet.
Yeah, I think there's like.
Oh wait, was she a starlet?
Of Hollywood, yeah.
Ronald was a star, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
they were
Ronald
both
was a star. I
stars.
don't think Nancy was.
Wiped her up. She was just around Hollywood.
Yeah.
Sucking dick and stuff.
What?
Then Ronald
Ah.
wiped her up. Grabbed her, told him to make you the first lady.
Ooh. Also, but that was back when
That's
like
when he saved
nobody
her.
sucked dick though. So if you were sucking dick back then, you were a fucking attraction.
Yeah.
I used to work for like a 75-year-old dude, and he would be like, dude, like out of like 15 of your boys, maybe 2 of you would get hand
Yeah.
jobs in high school. He's
There
like,
was,
you got to find like a fucked up girl to give hand jobs.
It was in one of those. I forget what it was in. Somebody was like, "Can you do it like the French girls?" It was dudes who had like served overseas.
Oh,
That's when the BJ came our way.
oh,
After they all got their dick sucked in World War II,
Merci, dude.
and then they came home and were like, "You ever, you want to use your mouth on my penis?" And they're like, "What?" And it's like, "I've heard about it." Got his
he
dick
de-
sucked,
visited
liberating
prostitutes.
fucking Amsterdam.
God, dude, that must have been nuts.
Getting
Like-
head when you liberate a city from the Nazis.
Yeah, or just
Yeah.
knowing about being like, what? There's head. Dude, I'm telling you, that was like an unspeakable act back then. You had to
It
get
still is. It's shameful.
true, unless you're married. Even if you're married, it's like just for a warm up. It's just there to kind of grease the
It's a
wheels
primer.
of like marriage induced erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
That's it, dude.
I got one for you. I was listening to that Revolutions podcast. This is just one story you'll like.
Yeah.
When the colonists were starting to while out a little bit, England called Ben Franklin. They were like, dude, he was the guy in America. Ben Franklin was like the most respected dude. He had to go in front of Parliament to speak to them about like, we got to figure this out. And all they did was just destroy him. Like their goal was to like, ruin his character so that America didn't have like a guy to speak for them. So they brought Ben Franklin over to England, motherfucked him for like 2 straight hours. He didn't say a word. He just sat there silently. He was like, all right, see ya. Went back to the colonies, was like, we're going to war. That's kind of how it started. Because he was like on the fence. Ben Franklin was a little bit on the fence
And they
about it.
motherfucked him.
And they brought him over to try to make fun of him. It was kind of like Obama talking to Trump at the correspondence dinner.
Oh,
Franklin just sat there like, okay.
You probably could
See you
roast
later.
Franklin so hard.
Yeah.
Too. In fact, those dudes roasting him probably.
Getting roasted by dudes in robes and wigs. And then just being like, all right, see you guys. Crossing the Atlantic, being like, boys, it's time.
Dude, they were probably over there like, you're a portly fellow. And they're
Yeah.
just like, all right, motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, I'm going to kill you guys.
We'll see about that.
We'll see how fucking portly I am when I have a country.
Damn, dude. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It is funny how that stuff plays into it.
Yeah, just
Like, no, we should avoid
dudes'
war.
egos.
Someone's like, bitch. And he's like, well,
I guess thousands of men will die. Okay. Yeah.
look at his fat ass and those
Yeah.
pants. It's like, those glasses seem very gay. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I invented these. And they're not gay. I invented them. Yeah, they
Oh, my God.
I always feel shame for the Pennsylvanian Dickinson.
What's that?
He was a bit of a, Dickinson College and all that. Him and Franklin were the Pennsylvania boys.
Nice.
And Dickinson was very against. He didn't think America could win.
He's a Tory.
He was but I don't know. He helped. I think it was Jefferson write. They wrote 2 things. One of them was like, we're going to stay with England. One of them was, we're going to war.
Nice.
And Dickinson and Jefferson wrote both of them. And Dickinson helped to like make sure he didn't look like a bitch. Like when Jefferson was writing, "This is why we're becoming independent," he was hype manning him a little.
That's sick.
He was like, "Yeah, we are independent," but then he was like, "Guys, for real, we shouldn't do this. We can't do this. We're gonna get killed."
Imagine how scary that was.
Yeah, they were all gonna get beheaded.
True, yeah.
At one of the congresses, they got a letter from the king that was like, "You guys can stop this now, or we're gonna kill all of you. Just so you know."
Wow.
And they were all like, "Shit." Yeah.
Was that the invention of guerrilla warfare?
There was some of that, yeah.
Weren't they still doing like shoulder to shoulder?
Yeah, they were. And there was guys like the Swamp Fox, basically what the movie The Patriots based off of.
Swag.
This guy named Swamp Fox down in South Carolina. He was hitting with that.
Really?
Yeah, but
Boone
guerrilla-
style. He was Boone style.
Guerrilla's Spanish
Okay.
for little war.
When did the Revolutionary War start like Because didn't they learn from Native Americans how to like hide behind trees and like kind of
Some of that stuff.
sneak attack?
Yeah.
Because in Europe they were still doing like
Yeah.
battle bots basically.
They were doing battle bots because it was like wars were smaller.
Yeah.
It wasn't like total war, and it was like gentlemanly. Like they
Yeah.
would like surrender forts and be like, "Yes, this is yours now. Thank you."
It was paint. They were paintballing.
Yeah, they were paintballing. And then the Americans did get a little wild.
They started.
They started guerrilla warfare a little.
That's
But that was all from the French and Indian War. So
okay.
it was all dudes that were veterans from that.
Because France came down. We're like, yo, we'll help you guys.
France teamed up with the Indians and started doing some nasty stuff.
Yeah, they did have some.
Yeah, they would cut everyone's fucking heads off.
Yeah, dude.
The
France
dirty
is
frogs.
nasty.
The
France-
frogs would sit back and be like, "Dude, what's going on?" And the Indians were like, "We got this." And start skinning people, and they'd be like, "Oh, Jean-Claude Bleu, no, don't cut his skin off."
Yeah, I was reading that book when you called me. I was reading Indian Boyhood.
Oh, that's
I didn't get too far into it, but it's about a dude who grew up as they were being. It was a Sioux. As they were being like chased, dudes would come through their camps and like they'd be chilling in like a spot. Like, all right, we got some buffaloes, and dudes would come through and start murdering them.
Yeah.
You'd be sitting there and they would just get attacked, and they'd have to get out of there. And then there would be like inter-Indian beef. Dude, the fucking accidents that occurred in these things were so fucking funny.
Like what?
Like they were just like, at one point they were like trying to get, they dedicated like a few months to just like hacking up trees and making maple syrup. And at one point, like the young boys were supposed to sit there and watch the embers. And like there was like a superstition if like somebody wasn't watching the fire. I mean, it makes sense. Something bad could happen. But at one point they came out, somebody screamed or something.
Where were
happened.
they? Like Minnesota?
Yeah, they're right around. Yep, they're right around
Yeah.
Minnesota, crossed into BC when things would get hot and come back down. But at one point, like the ant just like accidentally chopped off some lady's fingers. They're like, because they're hacking up
Yeah,
bark,
yeah.
and she's like chopped off some lady's fingers, and the lady was screaming. They came away from the fire, and the ant was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get back over there!
Yeah.
You're about to fucking bring us bad luck."
Like you already did that.
And there was a part where, so like they were chilling in their teepee at one point, and dude, like, it just got like lit. 'Cause some of the Indians started getting guns and shit too.
Yeah.
So the one guy was like, he was trying to hunt some buffs, or he was trying to hunt a deer, and because they would like post up near a herd of buffalo.
Yeah.
And that was, you were good for months. But some guy took a gun and tried to shoot a deer, and all the buffalo just like dispersed. So like back then, the Indians would come, they would kill you for that, because like you know, people are gonna starve to death. So then they came up and they fucking just like littered up this dude's tent. They got gats and they just they'd go to your teepee and just be like, bah, 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 start shooting arrows. So you had to like get away from that. You were just getting attacked constantly. And then when you were little, they'd put you on dogs. So they were like dog sleds.
Yeah.
So, but every now and again, the dogs weren't like horses. Like the dogs would just kind of, like when you were a little kid, your dogs would just be like, it was the summer, they would veer into rivers. So the dogs would just get bored and just jump into a river, and your kids would be in there. It's like, dude, he was like, a couple times I ended up in the river.
Yeah.
So the dogs would just be like, fuck it, dude, let's play.
Yeah.
pretty sick.
They only had dogs for a long time.
Yeah, man.
Which is very funny.
And they didn't fully train them. So like you'd be on the thing with your little sister, and your sled would just go right into a river.
Yeah, your dog would catch the zoomies.
Yeah, it was really funny to read. But it's about that, how like, you know, you
The
only,
doggos, the puppers the pupperinis would catch the zoomies.
dude, imagine really depending on a dog like that. I can't. My dude Jackson shits. If I give him 2 hours time, he will shit and piss in my basement, and it infuriates me. And there's nothing you can do. Like I've tried reasoning with him, rewarding him, putting his face in it. I'd be like, dude, this is just a memory, bro. This is good for us. Yeah, man, you can't. That's tough to actually like survival wise rely on dogs.
Yeah.
But
Of course.
yeah, it was funny thinking about like 2-year-olds just getting dragged into a river by a dog.
Yeah, that's
You know,
fun.
they're all right.
That's a good laugh.
That's a fun time.
Yeah.
It's a fond memory.
Probably
The
into the like Mississippi. Isn't that crazy? It goes up there.
I didn't know the Mississippi goes. There's another
I think
river.
that's what splits Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Is there a Minnesota river or something?
Probably.
There's one river they went through that was apparently, they were saying it's the toughest river. The dude's grandmother, this lady was like 65, swam across it. Because they would make like shitty rafts. And she was like, nah, fuck that. And this lady just swam, crossed it twice. Pretty nasty.
Nice.
Apparently people were so wildly in shape back. Like you'd walk like 40 miles and be like, nah. So,
Makes sense.
yeah, but he was
A lot
saying
of walking, dude.
he lost it all. He was like, dude, now it's like. he
Now
was
he's a soft bitch.
Soft
writing
bitch.
books.
He had Indian Boyhood, but he was like, it was tight. But he was talking about the lacrosse games. They were sick.
Yeah.
Big dust ups, dude.
Dust ups during the lax games.
It was, yeah, the fuck, it was like, they'd be playing like literally, he's like, you couldn't see. It would get so dusty.
Oh, you meant a
couldn't-
dust, literal
dust up. And he said just one dude would break from the dust cloud and like score, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's awesome." But yeah, his name was basically like loser.
Yeah. We talked about that in the Indian names weren't like as cool as you think they were. It was all like dog boner.
Yeah, his mom died in childbirth.
Yeah.
And so they named him like unfortunate loser. Like it was like that was his name. And luckily his mother-in-law got a hold of him because his mom's mom, no, his dad's mom wanted to just like, she was like, I'll hold him. I'm not feeding him because obviously this dude's a bad omen. I'll let him just die and I'll throw him away. But the mom's mom was like, no, I'll raise him.
Yeah, they gave you nicknames like Rucker Park.
Yeah.
You had to like do something, then you get a nickname.
That's
Your
the thing.
nickname would be like, if you fucked up, your nickname would be like shit his pants.
Yeah, and they had to redeem. So
Yeah.
I didn't get to the part where he redeemed himself, but like another kid with a shitty name got like named winner after like his tribe won the lacrosse game. Like, we'll name you winner. So it was like sick.
That's a victory.
Yeah, it was dude. That's high stakes, dude.
Yeah, your actual name.
Yeah, pussy bitch. Your name was pussy bitch loser. It's like, well, if your uncle wins this lacrosse game, you'll be supreme champion from now on. You got to go to girls like, what's your name? Be like, can't get my dick hard. Poor loser.
Fart ball sack.
Gay.
Nice.
I suck penises without money.
Yes.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just-
What, the Native American culture? Of
For the Native American
naming your
culture,
kids,
I suck
penis
penises.
without money.
That no money, uncle suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking sick. They had bad names. Dude, your mom dies at childbirth, and they're like, your name's Dork,
Yeah.
bitch.
Your mom's dead.
So yeah, but you only eat 2 meals a day. If you're a strict Indian warrior, 2 meals. That's it.
Yeah.
We were trying, dude. Fucking Noah was being a glutton on the way up.
Why? What was he?
We had a big
gluttoning
7
on?
deadly sin talk, dude.
What? You guys hit him with your glutton?
He was being a glutton, dude.
What did he do?
Okay, Noah, what was your lunch? Actually, I'll tell you because he's off mic. He had a hot dog.
That's gluttonous. You can't even eat
He
hot
had a
dogs.
hot dog for
wait
fun.
to hear the main course. That's
Yo, you eat
appetizer.
hot dogs for
No,
fun?
I didn't even have one.
Well, that's he was saying he eats for fuel.
That was fuel.
He had a turkey
No, it
and
was
cheese.
You
fun.
fueled on a hot dog
He
at
had-
night
No.
the other time and got sick.
He-
Bro,
Yes.
he was being envious and trying to call
No,
He was being
no,
envious.
No.
Being envious and just calling me on
That's
the phone.
not-
No,
Yeah.
Danny was
No,
eating
no,
fuel.
no,
He had a
no.
turkey and cheese, dude.
I was
It's lean.
fuel. You were glutton. And now you're
Brisket.
fraud too.
You're envy.
You're fraud.
You're envy.
Wait, fraud?
you're rat.
He's fraud? I don't think.
No,
You're wrath and greed, dude.
No, no.
Wait, why would you envy? You envied his.
I didn't
treats?
envy. I needed fuel.
You're trying
He-
to put wrath on me.
He
No,
envied his.
no.
his wait,
he had
hold
a
on.
brisket.
You had a brisket and a hot dog.
Sandwich and a
A
hot dog.
brisket sandwich and a hot dog.
The hot dog's crazy.
It was appetizer.
Oh no!
Appetizer.
Delicious.
Where'd you get the brisket sandwich?
Wow.
Yeah, right from the same place. You had a Cliff Bar.
True
and a
gluttony
turkey and
is
cheese.
if you took a bite of the hot dog while in line.
I wanted to, I did not.
Oh, thank God, dude.
But-
well, you stood your ground, dude. They were envious.
No,
That's envy.
he got
Noah
the
turned
hot
car
dog. He
to a
ordered the
cookout.
brisket and then saw fresh dogs come out and went,
Put the fresh
ooh.
dogs out, and I was like, fresh dog.
You had a fresh dog as a snack. You ate a dog
You
right
eat a
before.
fresh dog at Wawa.
Oh, it was nice.
That's terrible,
It was
dude.
nice, dude. It was so nice.
Well, the only reason we went down
I hate
this
hot
road
dogs,
is
dude.
because they were out of sizzlers.
Yeah, I hate hot dogs.
No, hot dogs are good.
That's
They had
you
no
got to start.
Sizzlers.
You did cowardice.
No.
You got to go demand a fresh sizz, dude.
Yeah, I should have.
And when the roller's out of Sizzlies, if you go to the back and say, "Can I get a fresh sizz?" they will make it.
Coward isn't one of the 7 deadly though.
It's
What'd you say?
it's close.
It's close.
I'm 3 for 7.
7 on the 7 deadly
No,
sins,
I'm not.
bro.
I didn't have any sin.
You were envious of the hot dog brisket.
I was not envious. I
You
was
were just being
perfectly
mean.
fine
He was
with my
eating
You were
fuel.
turkey.
just wrath.
Dude.
That was wrath.
No, he had a
No.
he had a lean. He had fuel for sure, dude.
I had fuel.
Turkey and cheese.
He was short.
Turkey and cheese
What
sandwich.
size is your sandwich?
Shorty?
Yeah,
shorty.
No, I eat
That's a
for
classic.
fuel.
I think
You
that was
eat
a
for
classic.
fun, dude.
Damn, dude. Should be like raining down on. Why is he being mean to you?
I don't know.
It was fun discussing the 7
That's
deadly.
what, no, look.
7 deadlies.
People are gonna get jealous when you eat like a king. The peasants sit out there and say, "Why don't we get all those treats?" And you say, "Quiet down, rabble." And then you say, "We'll see how portly I am." You guys want to make fun of me on the internet? We'll see how fucking portly I am.
It was funny. The distinction, the gluttony fuel distinction, is very nice.
It
Is
is.
this fuel or is this gluttony? Dude, a turkey cheese,
That's
lean
fuel.
turkey cheese fuel.
That's nice.
That's just dry. They messed
Fuel.
up his order. They didn't respect him. They messed up his order.
That's the one problem about eating for fuel is no one respects it. You come in and you're like, I'd like some almonds and a turkey sandwich. People are like,
I
fag.
said, brisket, hot
Like, why don't you get a
dogs,
hot? You came in, we're eating brisket with hot peppers and a hot dog. They were
True.
like, damn, get out of this guy's way. This guy doesn't care. That's a dangerous man.
I ordered a peach iced tea. They didn't have it.
Yeah,
Dude.
no,
Okay.
no drinks in the Wawa.
Oh, the supply chain.
issues.
Yeah, supply chain.
Ah, the supply chain's
Supply
ruining
chain's
everything.
killing it,
Yo,
dude.
They had diet iced teas only,
That's it.
and like
supply chain got hit in.
flavored Gatorade.
Well, they're trying to cure COVID. That's probably a nationwide response. Like just the diet iced teas, guys. We can't have more people croaking from the Omicron, bro.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Supply chain got hit a little in Kentucky.
What
You
happened?
see that? The tornadoes. Did you see
Yeah.
all those tornadoes?
I heard about them.
Dude,
There was a
yeah, I think they're up to like 100.
They're like 100. They hit a fucking
100.
They hit a candle factory.
They hit a fucking Amazon factory too. There goes
What?
our fucking
Is that why I haven't
Christmas
gotten
treats.
my socks?
Yeah.
My socks
Some-
are supposed to be here Saturday, dude. It's
Well,
now Monday.
Kentucky Amazon got hit with a tornado. Now we can't have treats
Truly a
and,
misfortune.
and toys for the boys and girls for Christmas. Those
Even
tornadoes,
if you have Amazon Prime.
perhaps they'll go through the rubble. They'll go through the rubble for the Prime members. They'll move the bodies out of the way to get it. Be like, we got to get these socks to Matt McCusker.
These crew cut because everyone made fun of his long socks. I didn't know there was anything between ankle and like up to your knees.
Yeah, the knees.
I was
is
all or
tough.
nothing. Now they have them where they're like up to here.
That's what all the cool people wear.
Now I know. I
The
didn't know that
mids.
existed.
Yeah,
I ordered them, and now this goddamn tornado, dude.
these tornadoes, dude.
Ah.
I was watching the videos of the tornado at night. They were nighttime naders. They're so scary.
That is scary.
The lightning would flash, and then you'd see it in the distance. It'd be very spooky. And then all the lights went out while the guy was filming.
Oh
And
man!
you could hear just women screaming everywhere.
Yikes! They had the vids.
Yeah, this guy was filming it.
Who was filming it?
Some guy. I don't know. Some guy from Kentucky, down Kentucky way, in Kentucky.
Kentuckians, dude. That might have been the worst thing Kentuckians dealt with in terms of tornadoes for like a while.
Yeah,
Also, I was gasping because I saw Gardini socks, and it's like, bro, I actually think I like the knee highs. I'm more of a vato, bro.
you are a bit of a
I'm more
bato
of a
fool.
vato, bro. I'm more of a foo gone wild.
You
dude.
are a fool.
I'm a foo.
Yeah, women scream. So this guy's filming. He's out by like a pool. He's in like an apartment complex.
Yeah.
He's filming. It's scary. You can see.
Oh,
the
he's
tornado.
filming the tornado.
He's filming. Yeah, and the,
Gotcha.
the tornado's hitting like power lines and shit. So it's just constant explosions in the distance, and then all the lights go out, and you just hear women in every apartment like, ah! It's like that's not helping.
No, not
Women
at
need
all.
to stop screaming
Not at
during
all.
crazy events.
Unless
I think it's like an animalistic thing because it does
True.
alert you. It does make you
it
scared.
does for sure.
You know,
The only
it's
time
dog brains. It's dogs barking when something's happening, and they're just like rah, ah.
the only acceptable vocal outbreak is during the Da Vinci Code when that blonde hair guy
You
fucking
gasped.
grabs Tom Hanks, dude. I was watching last night. I went, huh. When he snatched Tom when
Yeah.
in that British guy's house, dude, I literally went, huh.
Dude, last night
Startled the shit out
Last
of him.
night I came home late. Got home. Uber took fucking 9 hours, and then I finally get home. Cross country flight, long day. I get home, I put on a nice compilation. Tommy's sitting here bombed, drinking whiskey,
It's like, what time?
and I
is
was
it,
like,
midnight?
I got home at like 1.
Ooh.
Put on a nice compilation, but it was one of those where like somebody foul tipped a baseball and it flew at the screen, and Tommy was hammering. He went. That's so
that's
funny.
baseball training.
It's so funny.
Damn, he was in the bat. He was in the strike zone,
You
dude.
just yeah, you gasp during shows and movies, and it's very funny.
Bro, that one got
There's
me
a plot,
good.
any plot twist, Matt will go.
I got scared. I actually got.
Yeah, you
The
got
guy
spooked.
came out and I went, oh.
How do you feel about scary movies? Do you get spooked?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
I get startled. I used
Yeah.
to get like for days afterwards, genuinely spooked and like.
Yeah, I remember that. I used
kinda
to
like,
do that too.
eh.
I'd be like afraid of whatever movie that was.
Now
I don't have that.
Yeah, I'm not too scared of demons and whatnot now, but it's like I go into the full darkness of my basement now, and I'm just fully just kind of
Basements are scary.
like, dude, it's scary as hell.
Yeah.
I told you what I did embarrassingly not that long ago. I would sit down my basement and just conquer the fear and sit in the darkness
Oh,
and
nice.
just fucking just not be freaked out.
Mm.
So I still am a little speedy if I fucking get out of there, but yeah, I like made myself sit in the darkness because you can't be scared of the dark when you're 35.
No, you can't.
I was genuinely it was my new house. That's how recent it was. Go down there and
New
be like,
houses, yeah, that's scary too.
terrifying, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I'm pretty
You
good.
got to bear crawl up the steps.
Yeah, you got to.
So I used to do it at my parents'
scuttle
house.
up them. You got to scuttle up them.
Dog run up the steps. All fours. Get out of there before
Now,
Ghost comes out of the back room.
When I go now, if I'm
Or
in
the
darkness now,
boogeyman. Who's the boogeyman? You tell me. Ask the Pope. What?
What? I'm talking about the
I'm
darkness.
scared of the
dude.
boogeyman.
Dude, when I'm in the darkness now, it used to be I get kind of like scared. Not scared, but like, oh man, a demon could get me right now. Now I when I can't see anything, it's pure darkness. I go in pure spirit realm where I'm just kind of like, yes,
Oh, okay.
I just fucking
flip it.
yes, flip it.
Flip it on the demons. Be like, this is actually, I like this.
Pretty much.
I'm not
exactly.
afraid of you guys. I'm
Pretty
having
much.
fun.
Oh, I basically blind them with light. When I'm in, like if I'm like walking from like my stairway, Christmas lights kind of help. It's like my whole stairway's lit up now.
That's nice. Oh, you have Christmas lights on?
Dude, right now I do, yeah.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
like before that, when
You
it's
have Christmas lights on the railings? That's the nicest.
I put them up
I love it
against
so much.
protest. I fucking round them all the way down the railing.
Who protested this?
Brittany was like, she was like, we only need one more pack of lights. I got 3.
Yeah.
Got
You hit the
fucking 3.
piece.
I got fucking 3. It was $30. I don't care.
What
But
the
like,
heck is $30?
I wrapped them all up the railing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty sick.
That's my parents do that. Makes me feel like I'm at home, dude.
The one thing about Christmas lights,
Reminds me of home and being a young boy.
it is nice. But if you're having maybe a disagreement with your babe and you
Fighting
start going
around
like,
Christmas lights?
dude, when you fight, they can turn in from like a very cheerful thing to like an intensely mentally sinister.
Yeah,
Like, when
I
you're
bet.
like bummed around a lit
This
up
isn't
Christmas
my
tree.
home.
Yeah, when you get bummed around a Christmas tree and you're just like looking at it, kind of sad, like that can be tough. But obviously, you have to just get in the spirit of Christmas.
I know I've
Right.
told this story before, but
What?
one time my dad kicked my sister and she rolled under the tree and it fell. I think Phil had a couple drinks and he came home.
Kicked
It was Phil
sis.
on the loose, dude. Every once in a while, Phil would come home from the nights or something. It'd be Phil on the loose. You got to just get out, dude. Because he wasn't doing it. He wasn't actually hitting you. He was like, I'm going to get you. Like, would
Okay,
run.
yeah.
It was very fun.
So it wasn't an angry kick.
No, but every once in a while, he would catch you and actually be like, yeah, you don't run. Like, hit you. Be like, what the
He was
fuck?
teaching lessons.
He came home to teach some lessons. He DUI'd from the nights to be like, I got to toughen these kids up. I got to teach them a lesson.
Yeah, for sure.
And I remember we were laying in the living room watching TV and he kicked my sister and she like rolled in. She like exaggerated the roll, but she rolled and hit the tree. And
What was the lesson?
The tree fell. The lesson was probably something like, turn this off. I'm watching something. Somebody probably mouthed off and was like, no, we're going to keep watching it.
God, that's so fucking funny.
But
Yeah,
yeah, seeing a domestic take down a Christmas tree.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that'll take out the fucking Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
But then you
ruins
get to
the
do the
joy.
whole rebuild of like, come on,
Yeah,
guys,
you know what?
let's pick this thing back
Sorry.
up together.
Yeah, which is exactly what the dad does. Come on, everybody. This is a nice moment for us. I can turn this thing around.
Guys,
Sorry.
this is perfect for us. We laugh in
Yes,
30 years.
we're going to laugh about this.
It's a joke. I was pranking
It's
you
a
guys.
funny prank. I got fucked up as a prank
It
and
has
came
nothing-
home and
it
kicked
has-
you.
It has nothing to do with my inability to handle my own emotions,
Yes.
dude. This is a joke. It's a prank.
It has nothing to do with the fucking Irish not hitting the over.
Was he not right?
It has nothing to do with me being a bookie.
Losing a G that I
It'd always
needed.
be like, wait, why is dad mad? It's like, oh yeah, the fucking, it's Sunday
Yeah, I
and
didn't,
he's a bookie.
I didn't realize that till college. When my uncles would like spaz on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm like,
I didn't know
you
they
like
like the Chiefs.
Eagles and the Chiefs that much? Like, yeah,
Yeah. Well, you know what? Where are we at time wise on this thing?
about an hour.
53.
Hey, you know what?
Perfect.
That's about
You're
right.
a little short guy.
Yeah, we'll get a little short guy. In fact, we might even
Get the
Patreon
page.
this one. Who knows?
You think so?
We'll see.
Who knows,
We'll see.
Who
we can
knows?
do whatever we want, dude.
dude? This is true.
We're big.
Let's do the.
We're big as hell now.
We are, dude. This is huge. Although
We're adult men.
none of them. That's true. Dude, I could literally do whatever. I could go home right now and just change the whole dynamic of my house.
You can go home and attack your family,
I could.
or you can go home and be very nice to them. It's up to you.
I might do a little sweet and sour. I might be like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" Just like beat the fuck out of the dog.
Yeah.
I had an uncle who used to like, I swear to God, kick his dog almost every single time he came inside from work. As
Ooh.
soon as he came in, he would look. If the dog was in the kitchen, he would fucking as hard as he could beat the shit out of it.
That's
Kick
really
the dog
terrible.
as hard as hell.
That's bad.
This is back in the day, dude.
I know,
It
but
was
that's bad.
totally acceptable to
Yeah.
just beat the fuck out of your dog. It was a full boot. Like, boom, and just walk in and be like, "What's up, gang? I'm back." It's a full fucking kid.
Hey everybody.
Hey
It's
everybody.
me.
Did you all do your homework?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice.
At least he wasn't a glutton though. Kicking your dog.
He might have been a glutton.
Yeah, McCuskers are sadly gluttons, dude. I've been fighting my food demons for a long time. It's probably why I have constipated diarrhea. Goes with my gluttony. Let's see here. Oh God, we'll get into this in the next one. I just busted up my browser. Very nice topic about the
Nice.
Penn women's swimming team. Bit of drama going on.
Ooh, I like some swim team stuff.
Little bit of
I
drama.
don't like this one.
Little
I'm not
bit-
gonna like this one. All right, well, we'll see on the next episode of Matt and Shane's Secret
Fuck,
Podcast.
where's my goddamn?
Is it on the Patreon? Is it on the regular one?
Who knows, dude? Who knows?
We'll see whichever one we like better.
Also, guys, let's talk. Let's stop fucking around and talk business.
All right, man.
Time to pay the bill.
January 7th, January 7th and 8th. Come to St. Louis, please come. It'll be so.
Don't go to that.
It's
Come
already-
to me.
it's
Headlining
already-
Caroline's
it's
on
already a
Broadway
small-
in New York City.
True, that'd be sick if you flew from St. Louis. It's a small room, so if it's not full, I mean, I would.
People in the St. Louis
I would
market,
live.
you've always wanted to come to New York. Why not do that on the 6th, 7th, and 8th of January? Fly to New York City and see me on Caroline's
Guys,
on Broadway.
flights are very expensive right now, and the supply chain. You can't drink on domestic flights either, so I would.
Yeah, you can.
Not in a lot of them, you can't. American Airlines, if you're in first class, oh yeah, probably lost touch, guys. You only drink on first class. January
Guys,
7th and
it's
8th.
time for you to spend a little. It's the holiday season. Women that your boyfriends like the show, they're gonna want to come see me do stand up live in New York City.
Shane
You take
Shane
them to the
called you
Big
guys.
Apple.
Shane said you guys were barking in tornadoes like dogs. It's also it's a fair point.
They do bark at tornadoes.
Although that's more of a simian response of just kind of like, "Ah, ah, ah, ah." Like
Yeah.
when monkeys see a snake, they have a, yeah. Indianapolis, it's February. What you got? February 4th and 5th.
I don't know.
Okay, good.
For some reason,
February 4th and 5th, come out to Indianapolis. Don't think twice about it. And then Austin, Texas, dude, 3/18. That'll be the homecoming, man. That's my last show, my last live show, probably for a few months. Got something cooking on the home front.
What's that?
We'll find out. Who knows?
Okay.
But I probably won't be going anywhere for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A fucking baby, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a baby. Second baby. So I'll be at home.
I thought you talked about that already.
Just on stage. Just,
Oh, okay.
I haven't told my pod fam. Pod fam.
That's a big plug.
It's a big
Pod fam,
plug.
yeah.
Baby coming 2020.
I have another child coming. Check that out.
Baby coming. That'll be at the end after Austin coming.
How about New Year's, dude? How about New Year's? Hey,
Oh,
listener,
Plug
if
New
you're
Year's.
around New Year's, why don't you come down to the Irvine Improv? It'll be a fun time. And I had to move my Summit City dates from the 21st and 22nd of January. Looks like they're going to be in March. How about that?
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you why. That's a cool one.
We'll tell our page fam.
I'll tell the page fan.
Pod fam, YouTube fam. It's been nice seeing you, but we got to get into the inner circle. Only the people we truly trust.
Yeah, only the people we really care about.
Yeah, Monk it is. And his brother went actually and died as a pilot. And he wrote a very beautiful poem for his brother at the end of the book.
Oh,
It was
damn.
about his brother's dead body that's just charred up in the middle of some field.
Jesus
Pretty
Christ.
great. It's a beautiful book though.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He embraced Eastern philosophy
Yeah.
and Buddhism, and he was like the first major religious heavyweight in the West to do that. So that his writings are actually still pretty popular.
Yeah. So either way, that's why I'm in a very light mood. I finished it last
Buoyant.
night.
Thomas Merton has made you buoyant.
It has. He's lifted me above just this absolute terrible society that we're all trapped in.
Well, I'm sure our discussion will bring you back down to earth.
Yeah,
and,
let's talk Diddy.
Put you in the seventh circle of Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. So you did a deep dive on the diddler himself.
P. Diddy, yes. You know, it's kind of interesting. I like to stick to facts.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching people talk about P. Diddy, and some guy says this, and there's just been this rabid speculation. And then I think I've even seen the Illuminati, that he's part of the Illuminati or something like that.
That's Jay-Z.
And yes. And so I decided to take a deep dive into P. Diddy. I got his lawsuits, the 5 lawsuits that were pending against him. I read them. And two of those lawsuits were initiated by women who were minors at the time. I mean, he was really into roofing young girls.
Yeah.
And molesting them. And one of the girls that he roofied, he took video of him doing a Bill Cosby on her, and then showed it to a bunch of his friends after. And so he's kind of a nasty piece of work. But all his homes were equipped with hidden cameras.
Yeah. Remind you of anyone?
Yeah, really.
So people are comparing him to Epstein. Now it's going to be interesting because I believe that he's going to take the fall for a lot.
You think he's going down?
I think he's going to take the fall for a lot of people because there are. I mean, he was
very unlike Diddy though. He let Shine go to.
True. Well, actually, that was like almost like a real trial. Yeah. I think this one's going to be very carefully choreographed, and some other like maybe his sons may go down. I mean, his sons seem to be rapists too. So it's kind of interesting. But where the two interconnect, it's kind of, which is what I found out is Damian Williams is the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. And he was the one that covered up the Epstein trial. Mm-hmm. His district oversaw that investigation, and they only called 4 witnesses. And those victims had only been molested by Epstein and Maxwell. They didn't call any witnesses that were molested by any of the power brokers that Epstein was pandering to.
Is this the original trial where they sealed it, or his most recent one?
No, the last one.
Okay,
actually, Maxwell's trial.
Gotcha.
He was going to prosecute Epstein too, but Epstein, his death kind of precluded that.
True, yeah.
But yes, that trial was totally choreographed, and it was a total fix. I mean, Maxwell should have been indicted on multiple counts of child trafficking. And the procurers should have been indicted. They could have done a RICO with it, where you get the procurers, you indict them on 10 counts of child trafficking. They're looking at 1,000 years, and then they roll over on the big fish. And that did not happen in that case at all. They kept it very tight, and only Maxwell was the one that went down. Now, that guy is the guy, and because it's kind of strange that P. Diddy's homes in L.A. and Miami were the ones that were searched, but that search warrant emanated from the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams. So he's taking the helm of the P. Diddy
he's in
case.
control of all. Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
So that's why I know that the fix is in with P. Diddy. But this is also interesting. Damian Williams went to Yale Law School on a grant from the Soroses.
What?
And where it gets a little interesting is Peter Soros, their kid, is in Epstein's black book, and he's circled twice. Now, being circled incriminates you because the house manager who ripped off the black book circled all the people that he thought were in cahoots with Epstein, and Peter Soros is circled twice. So that's kind of a conflict of interest, but I don't think that really matters.
So why are the penalties so low? So she got 20 years, right, for trafficking kids?
Yeah.
Because if you look up, you hear about guys molesting kids, they get out a lot of times. Like did you see the Nickelodeon thing?
Yeah.
Well, they would get out after like 6 years. Yeah, Pickle Boy. They would do. Why? How is the law set up?
Pickle Boy, dude. Free my man, Pickle Boy.
Roof him, dude. Put him under the jail, dude.
Yeah, he's back.
How is it that the penalties are only like 6 years for that versus like you would think like?
Dude, we watched Zodiac last night. The alleged Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
Lee Allen or whatever.
Yeah.
He got in the middle of being the Zodiac, allegedly.
Yeah.
He got arrested working at a school for molesting children. He went to jail for like 3 years.
Yeah, why is the penalty so low for that?
Got out, went right back to writing Zodiac letters and killing people. Anyway.
Jerk.
Yeah, you get like 10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I have no idea why the law is set up that way. You would think, I always say, who would you rather live next to? And that should be the law, how long you go to jail for. Pedophiles, 100 years.
Well, I mean, it's
not 4.
It's a 15 to life sentence. So I'm sure that if you're living in a trailer park and you molest a girl, that they'll put you away for life.
Yeah,
but it's a little different with the people that run our world, I guess.
Or it's a life sentence to live with your mom. I think that's the life sentence. Life sentence, your mother's basement for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you gotta go home.
I would off myself
grounded.
before that happened.
You just get grounded, I guess, if you're a pedophile. But yeah, that's crazy. Maxwell was like, she was famous for it. You'd think they'd make an example out of her for a long time. You were saying she's in a dormitory now?
She's in a dormitory. And the dormitories are generally for people that have done time and been exemplary prisoners and are about to get out. But she's right in a dormatory now.
That's
so
crazy.
And she got how many years?
she got 20 years.
Do you think how many of those do you think she's serving?
Well, in the Fed system, I mean, not that this is going to really count.
Yeah.
In the Fed system, you've got to do 85% of your time. So she should end up doing like 27 years or 17 years.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, she kept her mouth shut, and she's got a lot of money that's waiting for her. And I think that was kind of the deal. This is just my opinion. My surmise is
Yeah.
they sat Maxwell down. They said, Ghislaine, you've done some really good stuff for us. You've enabled us to blackmail a lot of people. But, if you keep your mouth shut, you won't end up like Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, you're going to have to do some time, but then you're going to have lots of money when you get out.
Yeah, maybe she'll have her own Target line. She'll have home goods Target line. Buy Ghislaine Maxwell.
I was thinking, I don't know if Target would stoop that. Maybe Walmart should have her own Walmart line.
True.
I'm a Minnesotan, and Target began in Minnesota.
True,
So
true.
I have kind of a
My bad.
special affinity
Excuse
for. Although what's kind of strange is I think Walmart and Target are kind of a jump ball, but as far as like quality and service and things like that. But people in New York actually have Target bags. It's almost chic to have like a Target bag. I've never ever seen a Walmart bag. Someone using a Walmart bag in New York.
Yeah, they'll walk around. Usually they're homeless if they're walking around.
Yeah, if you got the Walmart bag, things
That
aren't
is
going
not.
well.
Yeah, that's not a Louis Vuitton purse by any means.
Well, actually, I saw a homeless guy in New York a couple of weeks ago. He had like 8 Target bags. So
So he was doing well.
homeless chic. Yeah.
Well, so the Diddy thing, you think Diddy's go? I wonder. I don't think Diddy thinks he's gonna go down.
Where do you get that?
I just think about it because because they were saying they were like he could just flee the country, but I was like I don't think he thinks he's gonna.
Somebody just told me that. They're like, Matt said he doesn't think he's going down. I was like, is Matt fucking talking to him?
No, I'm just saying because otherwise you think he would flee, but if he's I don't know.
I think he is. I think the boys got him.
He invented the remix, dude. You think he's not going down?
Now that's a valid point.
Because otherwise he has the means to. He's a flight risk. He could take off.
I would think that there's a eye in the sky on P. Diddy.
You think it's like, okay, that makes
I think
sense.
the people that raided his house are
Yeah, true.
pretty powerful.
True.
I think they got a good location on that guy. And
Yeah.
they're like, we know you got blackmail stuff. That's what I heard. I heard they raided the house to get the.
blackmail material.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing happened with Epstein, where they drilled his safe and they pulled out hundreds of DVDs.
What?
And I've done freedom of information requests on. I didn't, of course, want the DVDs because who knows, what licentious, nefarious things they're filled with. But I did ask for reports on the DVDs.
I've been having a tough time getting Pornhub down here. I might need the Epstein DVDs.
The box set.
The box set, dude. Get the portable DVD player going in the bathroom.
Well, if I ever get the DVDs, I'll
Toss me the good ones. Toss me the good ones.
So
You scrub the bad stuff and
Get rid of the bad stuff.
it's kind of funny. When Epstein died, the Fed said the case was closed.
yeah.
So then I put in a FOIA for the reports, and then they said the case is ongoing.
Oh, really?
And then I did it again. I don't know, about 3 months ago, and then again they said the case is ongoing. I mean, the guy's in the ground and rotting,
Yeah,
but the case is
true.
ongoing. So
Trying to see that Stephen Hawking. I'm trying to see
I
your
want to see Stephen
thunderclap.
Hawking fucking
that would have been tough.
reverse
I think.
forward, reverse forward. Just
Back that thing up, dude.
Maybe-
back it up, Terry.
Hawkins might know some stuff about physics that we don't have a clue about.
True.
So, yeah,
True.
You never know.
Sexually, he could
Yeah,
get a little wormhole going.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So he got. So Diddy, I know who was implicated in Diddy's was Cuba Gooding Jr. got hit pretty hard. Everyone thinks Meek Mill was involved just because he was like, they named basically his circumstances. But what was like the worst one? Because I knew he had the case against Cassie that you're saying he had the underage people. Then
Well,
there
it was
the
Little Rod.
producer. Little Rod. That was the most fascinating one.
That was the last one. And
Yeah.
Little Rod, I mean, it's kind of interesting because they've done 3 addendums. His attorneys have done 3 addendums to his initial statement. And each one is getting more salacious and nefarious.
Because the first one was pretty bad. That was
Was
the
Little
first one-
Rod with Cuba Gooding?
What's that?
yes.
Was he the one that
Yeah.
Cuba got?
Yeah.
Yep. Cuba got him.
More like Cuba batting,
Sure.
if you ask me.
It's kind of interesting on that link that I sent you. It's
Come on, this is all I got.
the link that I sent you. It was Diddy and his kid Justin took a rapper. We only know the guy's name is G, and took him into the bathroom, and then multiple shots rang out, and then the door opened, and G just happened to be bleeding from his abdomen, and Diddy told Jones, don't say I had anything to do with this, and I got to leave and take off. And then Jones was taken out. It was at Diddy's studio. Jones was taken out of the studio, and the cops were called. And I've got a news article that says that G was shot outside the studio. But Jones took pictures of the bathroom.
Of the blood in the bathroom. I saw that.
There's a bunch of blood in the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that shooting people, that's probably against the law too. It's hard. But Diddy's head of security, Fahim Muhammad, he was head of security for Michael Jackson. So there's a dude that knows how to keep secrets. And according to Jones, he's a fixer. He's really tied into the LAPD. And what's really interesting with that is, Michael Jackson was getting prescription drugs from all over, and he was using pseudonyms like Josephine Baker, and I think Jack London was one of them. But then Fahim Muhammad's name is right there as far as one of the people that was providing Jackson with drugs, and nothing happened to Muhammad. The doctor had some problems that was prescribing them, but nothing happened to Fahim Muhammad. So, and Jones maintains that he's like a superlative adept fixer, that he's got connections in the LAPD that can make either problems or people go away.
Damn. I think Diddy got too pumped on Empire. I think that might have been what happened. He might have watched Empire too many times.
Dude.
Freaked out.
Shoot a guy in the stomach in front of your son. Like, this is our empire. Dude.
Well, the
This is how I
son's
hold it down.
busted. I heard the son is like for sure getting busted on one of the
Well, the
things.
last lawsuit is against the son.
Yeah.
And it was Diddy rented a yacht, and some woman said that she had been molested. That the woman Diddy's implicated because the woman said that Diddy set up a environment where these workers were going to get molested, and this woman
Put him on a yacht.
put him on a yacht. There's no way to go.
Yeah.
That's the implication.
Damn. Well, Diddy's going down. You heard it first. I didn't know. I was like, maybe they don't have enough solid stuff on him. So just a lot of it is like a lot of hearsay. But yeah, it seems like he's going to go to jail. He's going to go there.
I think he's getting
Kells,
Epstein.
Kells is out, but Kells, Diddy. Damn. Think he's going to get killed?
Yeah, probably, right? If he does
I don't know. They're going to probably give him the Ghislaine Maxwell talk. Did some bad things. And it all depends upon who he's compromising people for. Because there's enough information that his homes had hidden cameras, that I actually believe that his homes had hidden cameras. So I just don't think that he was blackmailing people for himself.
Yeah.
Now, what's really interesting is the guy that he started Bad Boy Records with is Clive Davis. Mm-hmm. And Clive Davis has an interesting criminal history. He was charged with not paying his taxes in 71, 72, and 73. He was head of CBS Records. And he was busted embezzling $94,000 from CBS Records. And the guy that he was using was a Genovese crime family named Pasquale Falcone. And how they intersected with, this is kind of interesting, how they intersected with Davis is Falcone was smuggling 22 pounds of heroin into the United States. And then they started looking at Falcone, and then they saw that he was doing these illegalities with Clive Davis. And then he also shelled out $250,000 for payola. That's giving kickbacks to radio stations, which is totally illegal. Yeah. But he did all these things, Clive Davis, he did all these things, and he walked. The dude never spent a day in jail.
Oh, then he teamed up with the diddler. That makes sense.
And then he came out with the diddler.
The feds said,
yeah, that was the connection.
We need you. We need the diddler.
Damn.
So you've got it's an interesting alchemy right now with P. Diddy. You've got his head of security, who is a fixer, who knows how to keep secrets about child abuse. You've got Clive Davis, who has been busted on innumerable things and felonies and not spend a day in jail. And then you've got a U.S. attorney that likes to cover up child abuse. So it's a pretty interesting alchemy to see how those things all turn out.
What do you think about Jay-Z? Nothing on him yet at all?
There's a lot of innuendo about this person or that person. Like Diddy says when he was sued by his girlfriend, Cassandra, Cassie Ventura. According to Jones, he says, well, I've got enough leverage on Bishop T.D. Jakes to get him to go to bat for me and say I'm a good guy and nice guy. And now Bishop T.D. Jakes, he's got a real estate empire. I mean, he's got a mega church in Dallas, but he's got like a real estate empire. And now one person on Twitter said that he's gay. So then the next thing, everybody in the news
That's
saying,
pretty good, though.
And he's blackmailing T.D. Jakes because he likes little boys, or whatever. So
one guy calling you gay on Twitter, that might be the straightest guy on earth.
I know.
And the person said, well, it's right there on Twitter.
Yeah.
So now here's a guy that's worth millions of dollars, and he just did a deal with Wells Fargo that could be up to $1 billion in housing. So, and he's a preacher, which his being a media mogul and also a real estate baron, it seems a little at odds with preaching. I mean, not when you get to the evangelical side and you're on television, I guess not.
Yeah, mega churches are like basically businesses and stuff where you can, you just get a guy and be like, fund me. I'm going to start 10 more of these things.
I got to meet Jim and Tammy Baker once. Not really the highlight of my life, but it was interesting. A friend of mine was an Herbalife distributor, and the feds busted him.
What? For what?
Dispensing Herbalife, marijuana.
Oh, he wasn't actually Herbalife, yeah.
This is before, I used to call it Herbalife now, but that reference is kind of lost.
He used to dispense Herbalife.
There was actually something called Herbalife.
I benefited financially.
There was actually something called Herbalife, but you guys are too young to know about that. When you get old and crusty like me, there's a lot of references there.
I remember Herbalife. The guys, there was this couple that would stand in the back of the church, and they had pins that said "Lose weight now, ask me how." And they would stand in the back of the church.
At Catholic church? Yeah. Get them out of there. They're selling their wares.
I know. I almost flip. If they had tables, I would flip the tables. But yeah, it was this couple, and they had the guy with like a skinny guy with a mustache and the lady with 80s hair, and they were just standing in the back, and they looked great. I'll be honest. They were both good. Looking pretty slender.
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine,
Instagram. You had to just go stand in public and go, lose weight. I know secrets. There's secret drugs you can take. Everything will be better.
It was just a veteran, probably. Yeah.
Try crystal meth. Yeah. An Herbalife together, you will lose weight. So I was visiting a buddy of mine in the federal prison in Rochester, Minnesota, which is kind of like a club fed. A lot of mafia guys end up there. And when you visit someone, at least in this prison, they put you in a little group and then they escort you across this courtyard. And I was in the same group as Tammy Faye. And she looked like, she does when she's live, she looks like maybe an Avon train wreck or something like that. I mean, she's definitely putting on her makeup with a trowel.
Yeah.
And I wondered why Jim Baker got, he was originally like 100 years or something. I mean, it was appealed and got knocked down, and she got nothing. But when I met them both, so I was talking to my buddy, and
what they did, they were like a mega. What do they do?
Well, they had a mega church, and
they got arrested.
Well, he got arrested for embezzling and all kinds of other things. Right. And he was building like a born again. Damn. Yeah, there we go. There's
like a secretary from the Drew Carey show.
Yeah, it really is, dude. It's exactly that. That's crazy. Cleveland rocks.
So I was visiting my buddy, and then she came and sat next to Jim, and I was sitting next to my buddy, and he had this sinister grin on his face. I mean, there was something kind of malignant about him. And what I felt about Tammy was, if you wanted to go to the bathroom, you had to go up to like this desk, and they'd give you a key, and then and I watched her go up to this desk, and the only thing I could think of, and I'm not trying to be disparaging here,
sure,
but the only thing I could think of is she's really a fucked up person. I mean, that's really what I felt. Honest. I mean, and he's sinister, and now he's got his own evangelical show again.
Oh, he got out, and now he's back to the same thing. So what was her deal, though? Was she there just to visit him?
To visit him, yeah. And she ultimately...
Herbalife. Just dumped out some Herbalife.
Did they get conjugals? Did he get conjugals in there? Maybe he was smiling.
Conjugals I don't think there's any more conjugals left.
They don't do that anymore?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, of course, prisoners have their own conjugal thing.
True.
But,
true that.
Of a certain stripe. But... well, so Jim Baker's got his own show now, and you would think with all that scandal, and I was also told that Jim, I probably shouldn't say this because it is derogatory and defaming, but I was told that Jim spent a lot of time on his knees when he was in prison.
Really?
Praying.
Yeah.
Damn, who told you that?
Some people that were that did time with him.
Damn.
So.
Probably, I mean, his enthusiasm was probably great.
True.
So now that I know these,
you got to take it out. Come out of this.
So now that I know these things about Jim,
just anointing himself with the chrism, dude.
Running around after he gets the facial.
That is insane. I mean, again, I know what you're saying. You don't want to implicate yourself in any kind of negative smearing, but as just a joke, it's very funny for a mega church pastor to just be pulling it out of guys in prison.
Say your name, demons.
Be out.
Be gone from this man. Oh, Lord. Oh.
Mega church pastors get into a lot of those problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all freaks.
Yeah. It's and I feel sorry for the people that believe in them and then ultimately end up giving them tons of money. And
yeah.
There was an article, it was either Time or Newsweek did an article, because Jim Baker would go out with all these prostitutes, and then he would have them do stuff. And,
yeah.
You know, and there was one prostitute that said, you know, I've got 2 kids, and I wouldn't let them near that guy. So, and here he is preaching to millions of people every Sunday.
Really? She was like, he was too...
I guess he's got some aberrations.
Yeah, some requests.
Time magazine and or Newsweek, I can't remember which one, really didn't delineate on those aberrations, but I think that we can, from the anecdote that I've told you about is stay in prison, I think we can maybe extrapolate.
True.
Well.
Yeah. Try some.
All right, let's So, final thoughts on the diddler?
I think he's going to go down. But here's the thing. Diddy just didn't have musician friends, but he was plugged into politics, not quite like Epstein.
Vote or die.
But
No,
he-
I forgot about
Yeah, he was old. He was,
Yeah, true.
and he also had a lot of sports people too. So going to his, well, he had regular parties and then he had what he called freak off parties.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see if any other people are going to go down. And the feds can be very persuasive. I mean, they can say, Diddy, you made a lot of money. I mean, we can take it all
Yeah, true.
and put you away for a million years, and then, or else you can go gently into that good night and you can keep your money and we won't arrest half your family.
Damn.
I wrote a book called Confessions of a DC Madam, and it was about a guy who ran a gay escort service in Washington, D.C., and there was a CIA asset that would use his escorts to frame closeted guys. It was a blackmail operation. And here's the guy, he was a mortician. And
Sucks. So, just being a guy fucking a gay prostitute and then be like, gotcha. And be like, fuck. We filmed you.
That would for real.
it's so
suck.
with Henry, he was a mortician, but he was raised in like the southern corner of West Virginia, where people, preach with snakes and things like that. And so Henry moved to DC, and he'd been closeted this whole time. And then through a weird set of circumstances, he bought an gay escort service. And from a guy that was dying. And Henry is really brilliant as far as a marketer. So what he did is he opened up the yellow pages and he started calling all the escort services, which are generally fly-by-night operations. And if the phone was disconnected, he'd call up the telephone companies and he'd say, I'll pay for the arrears. So he ended up with like half the escorts in the DC yellow
True
pages.
arrears.
True, yeah.
Rear enders. Butt sex.
So his dying friend was like, "Yo, I'll sell you. I'll get a fire
it was
sale
actually
on a stable
it
full
was
of
someone
gay
he
men."
met who was like a gay version of the Chippendales.
Well,
Introduced him to this guy. So, and he just and there was a guy. Okay, so with Henry. Now, here's a guy that was running a gay escort service. I mean, all he was doing is running a gay escort service.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he was gay too. You said he was gay in the closet, and then he bought.
He's an innocuous guy. He's a very gentle guy, very quiet, unassuming. I mean,
Yeah, gay.
yeah, you would never know that.
I know,
If you
yeah.
just met him, you'd never know
Sure,
the kind of
sure.
history he had. So he was indicted on 46 RICO counts.
Damn.
So he was looking at 395 years in prison. And this is what the feds said to him. Henry, we've used your escorts to compromise a lot of guys. And, we appreciate that. And we're going to make a deal with you. We can put you away for 295 years with all these RICO indictments.
yeah.
Or
And that's in gay years or regular gay years? 'Cause that's like 20 in regulars straight.
so they said, Henry, we'll give you a consolation prize. You keep your mouth shut and we'll only put you away for 5 years.
Whoa.
So he took the deal. But he was totally sold down the river by his attorney, who was Greta Van Susteren. I mean, what she did to him was pretty egregious.
What'd she do?
She basically sold him out to the government. Anything that the government wanted to do,
It sucks.
she allowed them to do. And she's a Scientologist. I don't know if you guys are familiar. But she got Henry to go to like Scientology boot camp and get cleared. He
got clear?
Once you're cleared, you get a blue cake. And then Henry actually got a blue cake. But then he had to go back and get sentenced. And
Oh, he got clear before he went to jail.
yeah, he had some time.
Got blue caked.
Yeah.
He had some time to get cleared before he went to prison.
That's cool.
But that's what happened with him, is that that he was made that deal, and I can see Diddy being made that deal.
Gotcha. That makes sense. He's gonna, the power brokers will.
Yeah.
I mean, how about people just stop being sexually impious and we wouldn't have these problems?
Speak for yourself.
I think in this day and age, that's kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, well, I feel like now they can just grab the web history off people. They can just snag your Pornhubs and be like, yo.
I'm really glad that I was a wild kid in my youth. And I'm really glad that smartphones weren't around in my youth. And YouTube wasn't around, or else I don't know if I'd be able to be a journalist, a respected journalist today. I mean, not that I'm that respected, but I'm somewhat respected.
You're on this podcast, so that's pretty good.
True. Yeah, no,
This is
being
where all the
plugged in,
respected journalists go.
being plugged into phone porn from 12 is like pretty wild.
Yeah, I've been reading about that. It severely messes kids up. That
Yeah, I would think.
Here, Gardini's young.
Yeah, Gardini's
He's
victim.
an absolute deviant.
But then the thing about Pornhub is they've been busted like nearly 120 times with minors. I mean, you would think that they'd get shut down after 10 or 20 or 30 or something.
Putting out vids of minors, basically. Or just like child labor laws, like having like data entry.
And actually, there's been some girls that were minors that have sued Pornhub.
From their stuff being out. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Everyone has to upload their ID, dude. That's what they do in Texas now. You have to upload your driver's license.
Yeah, I read about that.
I like that.
Not
Yeah,
necessarily a bad idea.
Obviously, probably a good thing, but
Yeah, it's fair.
it's dampening my jacks.
Yeah.
It's put a real damper on my jacks. You just go on and you're immediately reminded of child sex. You're like, oh.
Yeah, true. You go. What do they say?
I
Like,
jack off to that. I don't need thumbnambs anymore. I jack off to the
the
governor's warning. I go, oh my God, this is bad.
there's so much porn behind this.
That's innovative.
Yeah, I got.
Or you just end up jacking off to your own license. Like, fuck it.
This is a crazy photo. It doesn't even look like me.
The thing about it is, I'm sure you've got narcissists out there that do that.
I mean, yeah, especially to your license photo. That'd be crazy.
All right, I think
That's supreme confidence.
we need to make the move, dude. We need to discuss the truth about Watergate.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What's going on here?
The Truth About Watergate, that's my last book. Everything that you know about Watergate, the vast majority of it is a lie.
So Forrest Gump didn't break it up?
He played only a minor role in Watergate. It's interesting. What happened with Watergate, and there's been some really great books written about Watergate, but they're tomes, and they're very, very complex. And it's hard. I mean, you have to kind of study them. So my goal was to be the unified field theory of Watergate revisionist books. And what happened with Nixon is Nixon decided to do strategic arm limitation talks with the Soviets. And he also started to open up China for diplomacy, rapprochement. And he was doing this behind the backs of the CIA, the Department of Defense, and actually the State Department. And on his first or second day, Nixon didn't like the CIA, and because he felt that the CIA sabotaged him with when he ran against JFK in 1960. So Nixon, it was, I think, National Security Memorandum 2 was some kind of innocuous document that he issued his first or second day, where he said that the CIA, the Department of Defense, and the State Department will have no input whatsoever in any of my geopolitical moves. Basically, he was telling those three bodies just to go to hell, and he was going to do his own thing. And then he started making contact with the Russians, and then he started making contact with the Chinese. He'd been a Cold Warrior, and he saw that that wasn't working. He saw that containment wasn't working. And he just saw that we were spending all this money, and he just realized it wasn't, it just wasn't prudent. It would never work. So he started to do this, and then the Joint Chiefs of Staff actually had an espionage ring against Nixon. it's called the Moore-Radford affair. Thomas Moore was head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He was an admiral, and they used Moore and they used Radford, who was a yeoman. That was the link between, because he was using the National Security Council, Nixon was, to do all these moves, and Radford was the liaison between the Joint Chiefs and the National Security Staff. So Radford was stealing all these documents. And Alexander Haig was in on it too. And actually Haig plays a role in the demise of Nixon. So Haig was enabling Radford to steal all these documents.
Who's Haig?
Alexander Haig is, he's a general. He was the Joint Chiefs of, he was Nixon's chief of staff. And then he was ultimately the overall leader of NATO.
Oh,
I would love to see.
And he's from Philadelphia.
Awesome.
oh, nice.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's from Philadelphia.
Damn.
Go Birds.
So the Joint Chiefs started this espionage ring against Nixon, but the Nixon administration outed the espionage ring.
Oh, they found out.
Yeah. So then the CIA started to infiltrate the Nixon administration, kind of like Scarface at the end of the movie, where he's double-crossed the Bolivian drug dealer and all those assassins, are coming. Okay, so that's what the CIA did to the Nixon administration. I mean, they just started inundating the Nixon administration from all different types of angles. And what's interesting about Watergate, it's a conspiracy within a conspiracy. Because McCord and Hunt, who are the two guys that were busted in Watergate, their goal was to take down Nixon. They wanted to take down Nixon. But there were two agendas at work. And this is actually my third book on sexual political blackmail, because at the heart of Watergate is a CIA sexual honey trap. And what's really interesting, so the burglars broke into Watergate, and there was a secretary from the Democratic National Committee named Maxie Wells. She kept photos of prostitutes in her desk under lock and key. And if you were a Democratic VIP, you would go there and take a look, and then these girls would be at the Columbia Plaza, which was a high-class apartment building. And the CIA had had video or film or whatever.
So you would just walk into this lady's office and she'd be like, check out these ladies.
I mean, I'm sure that there was some kind of secret handshake or code or something like that.
Gotcha.
Probably like, hey, I'd like a hooker. Is there one around? So
Do you think these girls are pretty?
So John, the woman that ran that escort
I hear the
service.
cherry blossoms are beautiful this time of year. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, Senator.
I don't know if there was a lot of cherries at that.
Oh, yeah.
But
The cherries are gone.
I think cherries have been gone a long time. But so John Dean's wife, Maureen Dean, was good friends of Heidi Reichen, who ran that escort service, that CIA compromise escort. And actually, G. Gordon Liddy said that she was part of that escort service. And he was sued, but he managed to win it. The first was a hung jury, but then he won the second trial. But anyway, so one of the burglars, Eugenio Martinez, had a key to the desk where the pictures were taken,
Oh, no.
where the pictures were kept. And when they got busted, their photograph equipment was on her desk. So, but then there was another, so that was the first conspiracy, and that was initiated by...
Sorry, when he used the key, did he get rid of those pictures and they were never found?
No.
what was he doing?
He got busted before he could even get into the desk.
Okay.
I mean, they were on them really quickly, and he tried to get rid of the key. He got the shit kicked out of him twice by Carl Schaffler.
Damn.
Who was
Fucking Schaffler.
Carl Schaffler was the cop that was notified that the Watergate break-in was going down.
Why was he trying to take the pictures of the naked ladies?
I I think that they wanted to take as many
Compromise the
pictures
Democrats, or-
pictures of whatever documentation, women, anything that they possibly could.
And this was a CIA guy stealing the ladies?
Okay, so
Yeah, let's
I'm confused.
hold on.
The lady's name was, what was the wife's name again? Marie
Maureen Dean, John
Maureen
Dean's
Dean.
wife.
Gotcha.
Who's John Dean?
Okay, so John Dean was counsel to the president,
Okay.
and he was the guy that supposedly saw that that the Nixon administration was awash in moral turpitude and corruption.
Gotcha.
And he's the guy, he had a book called, it's actually a great piece of fiction. It's called Blind Ambition. And he was the guy that turned on Nixon in the Nixon administration. And then ultimately it was Nixon's word against Dean's word. But there's quotes or there's tapes of Nixon talking about Dean and Dean lying. I mean, Dean, he's a snaky guy. Mm-hmm. And Maureen Dean was very, very attractive. And John Dean, well, but she was good friends with Heidi Reichen. And what's really interesting is a number of people have thought that she was working as a prostitute for Heidi Reichen or working with Heidi Reichen, running her prostitute gig. And now, John Dean's book was Blind Ambition, and Maureen Dean was Watergate, A Woman's Journey. And they both say that they met in L.A., that Maureen Dean was living in L.A. when they met. And then they had a torrid romance. And then Maureen Dean flew to Washington. And then that was it. She moved in with John Dean. Mm-hmm. But I found an article in the Washington Post where it's talking about her working for the government before that. So either they're lying in their books or the Washington Post is lying, because it's out of the, if you take that chronology in the Washington Post, it's because people have said Maureen Dean was a hooker, but it never made any sense to me because she flew back to Washington, D.C. and she lived with John Dean. She didn't need to be a hooker to make money. But according to the Washington Post, she was already in Washington, D.C. when she met John Dean. So with that timeline, it's definitely feasible that she could have been a hooker with Heidi Reichen. And plus, her and Heidi Reichen were very good friends. That's pretty much proven.
Gotcha. So what did they actually nail him for? So you're saying that Nixon, if I'm right or wrong, but I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but it's like Nixon's people had this prostitution thing going on, and they tried to expose that, and then he caught them trying to do that.
Okay, so what happened was Nixon didn't know anything.
He didn't know it was okay.
He didn't know anything about any
That's
of
kind
this.
of my question.
And actually, the top people in the Nixon administration didn't know about Watergate. They knew nothing about Watergate. And it was Jeb Magruder, who was the acting chairman of the committee to reelect the president. And it was John Dean that sent them in there to the Watergate.
And they were, the story I was always, they were just in there to steal what, Democrat like political plans?
Well, dirt.
They were just in there to get dirt on the
dirt.
on
The second
Democrats.
time, the first time, actually, there were two break-ins. The first time was dirt, or the first time was, any kind of documentation. But the second time was definitely dirt.
Okay.
I mean, that's why they had the key to Maxie Wells' death.
Yes. But
Now-
if they were in there to get dirt, I thought they were against Nixon. A
Well,
lot of those guys.
no, they were CIA guys.
Yeah.
All those guys were CIA except for G. Gordon Liddy,
Okay.
the crazy one, but they were all CIA. So the overt plan to get it for them was to get dirt. The plan that Magruder and Dean told them to do was to get dirt. Now, there was a second agenda going on there. Those CIA guys, McCord and Hunt, had infiltrated the Nixon administration, like those assassins in Scarface. And their goal was to get Nixon out of office. And they had the opportunity because that whole thing was a setup. McCord really hated Nixon, and Hunt didn't like him at all. And just to make sure,
They're
the
gonna steal him out of the office.
what's that?
So they're gonna kidnap him, steal him out of the office. So how are they going to do it though? Are they just going to like plant something or just like look for bad
Or
stuff?
just intentionally get caught.
They were just going to see how
Yeah,
it went
true.
out. But then there's the media side of it too, which I can get into a little bit later. But with the CIA guys, they wanted the burglars they were Cubans that had worked with the CIA before. But Hunt and McCord were actual agents.
Gotcha.
Now they were ostensibly retired, but they weren't. I'm in the book. I show that they're still working with the CIA. So the goal of Dean and Magruder was to get dirt on the Democrats, and some people have speculated that Dean wanted those pictures because his wife was in those pictures. I don't know, but that's what people have speculated. But the CIA guys, that was not their goal. Their goal was to incriminate Nixon. And so at the Watergate, the Democratic National Committee was on the 6th floor. And on the 8th floor was the Federal Reserve Committee or whatever it was, Federal Reserve. And now someone had broken into the Federal Reserve about a month before the first Watergate burglary. And the McCord really tried hard to get busted. So at about midnight, 6 guys in suits signed into the Watergate at midnight and went up to the 8th floor, signed in for the Federal Reserve. But the security guard was like, I think he probably had the IQ of an avocado. He couldn't figure that out at all. So the second time they went in, there was a guy named Baldwin, and he called the DC police. And Carl Schaffler was he was a DC policeman, but he'd also worked for intelligence, probably a little bit of both. And he was a block and a half away. And then when the call came in, they went right to the Watergate, and then they got busted. And Nixon, so those were the two. It was a conspiracy within a conspiracy. The overt conspiracy was to get dirt, and then the CIA's conspiracy, the covert conspiracy, was to get Nixon.
And you're saying Nixon didn't even know about the
Get
dirt plan?
Didn't have a clue. None of those guys did. And that's what they were calling each other. And they go, who sent these guys in? Because Nixon was way ahead of McGovern. I mean, he walloped McGovern. It was going to be probably the biggest landslide up to that point. Reagan's
Up till 2024.
True. Why did he get in trouble for people breaking in though? I don't understand.
What's that?
Why was he? So he got in trouble
so
for
we're
something
Nixon-
crazy.
They sent Watergate was just they sent people into the Democratic committee to steal shit. That's what he got impeached
He got
for.
blamed for that.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. That was the how it was portrayed,
Okay, that makes sense. So that's,
and that's what Nixon left office for. It hit the fucking
Yeah, hit
No,
I'm
but
sorry,
what happened, what he left office for was obstruction of justice. Because Nixon, I mean, you listen to the tapes of these guys and they're going like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, who ordered those guys to break in? Now, Magruder and Dean, who ordered them to break in, kept quiet. So those guys had no idea.
damn. So there was just like 9 burglars in the building, and everyone was
Yeah.
Spider-Man out.
But Nixon, his natural instinct was to cover it up. I mean, he didn't know why anybody broke into the office, or he didn't know some of the other crazy stuff that these guys had done.
Yeah.
But it was just his political instinct to cover it up.
Gotcha.
And that's where
Makes
he got
sense.
busted. Is he tried to use the CIA, and the CIA double-crossed him. He tried to use the CIA because the FBI launched this investigation, and they found leads to the Nixon administration because of Hunt and McCord. And he tried to get the CIA to play their national security guard to stop the FBI. Now, Richard Helm was head of the CIA at that point, and him and Nixon hated each other. When there would be a cabinet briefing, or a National Security Council briefing, Helms was allowed to brief the cabinet members of the National Security Council, but then after that he had to leave. I mean, Nixon had overt, they really hated each other. Now, Richard Helms said, no, we're not going to cover it up. But then Nixon said something about the Kennedy assassination. And actually there's tapes where Nixon is grilling Helms. Who shot John? Who shot John? And so Nixon leveraged them with the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, wow.
And then Helms said, okay, we'll do it. But he didn't. So, and actually the CIA provided more incriminating evidence against Nixon. But Nixon didn't know any of this stuff. All these machinations were just going on below the surface.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I had no idea. I thought he got like in trouble for like stealing stuff. I didn't know what happened. I thought like, he actually just stole stuff and got busted and was like, my bad.
I'm not a crook, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a crook.
The thing is, if Dean and Magruder hadn't ordered those break-ins, then Nixon would have.
That's what was tied to his, to get those pictures of their wives, their hot wives. Their hot wife and they got busted. We gotta get those naked pictures of our hot prostitute wives out of there. Shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
Well, at least they were adults. I mean, I got to give them that much. You know?
What?
They were adults.
True.
I mean,
True. Yeah.
By today's standards, that was
by
was
today's
above
standard.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually very nice of them. Very chivalrous.
So they wanted Nixon out because he was trying to chill out on the Cold War.
Well, he was befriending the communists.
Yeah.
And the Hawks and the CIA and the Department of Defense hated the communists.
Nixon's always portrayed in like modern, every movie's in. He's like a war hawk. Like he's always like, we need to nuke them now.
Yeah. Well,
Meanwhile, he was trying to de-escalate.
yes, big time. And he even told the Soviets that he was willing to relinquish Vietnam.
Didn't it end under his administration?
Yeah, Vietnam War?
Yeah.
I mean, he bombed the shit out of the Vietnamese before he did
He
that.
gave that a shot.
But Nixon is kind of split personality. So he really worked hard to do a arms deal with the Soviets because he saw the nuclear escalation. And actually, he cut the fence by 64% in his administration. And he did some positive, like OSHA, and he wanted to give health care for everybody, all Americans. He enacted some the Environmental Protection Agency. I mean, that was also a Nixon initiative. He did do some good things. Now we just look at him as evil incarnate. But but it was so. What was really interesting about this is Woodward and Bernstein were essentially the guys that the two reporters that brought him down, and they're the most pathological liars of probably anybody in the entire Watergate saga. It's really interesting. And Ben Bradley was the editor of the Washington Post, and he was a CIA guy too. So, and Woodward was also a CIA guy. Bernstein just wanted money for nothing and chicks for free. I mean, he blew all his money on prostitutes and coke. And he had a tough time after that. But Bernstein. And so what's fascinating, I mean, people think that those two are like the Mount Rushmore of journalism. And I mean, what's amazing about them is they're telling lies when they don't even need to lie. I mean, a lot of time they need to lie, and I understand that, but they're telling lies when they don't even need to lie. It's kind of amazing.
What were some of their most like egregious lies?
Deep Throat. Okay, Deep Throat was the guy that gave Woodward all the dirt on Nixon to take him down. Mm-hmm. Now,
why did he call himself Deep Throat, by the way?
What's that?
Why did he call
That
himself
was
Deep
back
Throat?
before it was really fucking. It really was. I remember even as a kid being like, "Why did they call him Deep Throat?" I don't like that. Didn't they make a porn like right away? That like popularized.
Did it really?
That being like that's
that's
sexual.
Deep Throat.
Yeah.
There was a very popular porn movie called Deep Throat, and that's what Woodward.
Oh, he just named himself after it. That's pretty sick.
Oh, he named himself after it?
Well, he named his source Deep Throat.
Oh, okay.
Was the porn out before he named it Deep Throat?
The
or did the porn
wa-
come from
the
Deep
porn
Throat?
was out, and then there was a Supreme Court battle over it, and then the porn, and then it was
okay.
back in. I
Damn.
believe by the time.
My political
Well-
name would have to be Thick Latina Mommies.
The source, Thick Latina Mommy, is here. He's here to give us all his secrets.
Amateur Latino Mommies.
Stepmom Stuck is here.
Yes, the dossier. So he
Girlfriend
named himself.
experience. Girlfriend experience is here.
He named himself after a porn. That's crazy.
All right,
No,
so
no,
Deep-
he didn't. Woodward named him.
He named him after his favorite porn.
Fucking sick ass.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up. If I was Deep Throat, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Because he was briefing other agents. They'd be like, my source, Deep Throat. Like, all right, dude.
And Deep Throat hid his identity, right? So
Totally
you
hid
can't-
his identity.
You can't be like, dude, stop calling me Deep Throat. You just have to be like, fuck, I'm Deep Throat now.
What if you briefed all the other guys? You'd be
Yeah.
like, well, Deep Throat. They'd be reading the thing like, dude, can you stop calling him Deep Throat, please? Mr. Blue is fine.
Yeah, Mr. Blue works.
But they rolled out a guy named Mark Felt who was severely impaired by Alzheimer's and said this was Deep Throat.
Yes.
And actually, I think Deep Throat was a composite. I think that Woodward was getting. I mean, Woodward's tapped into intelligence. He was naval intelligence.
Okay, so I'm sorry, for everybody that's not familiar with Watergate, Deep Throat was Woodward's inside source on all the stuff that broke to the Washington
Yes.
Post.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Woodward said that he had this elaborate system that he'd contact Deep Throat, that he would move this flower pot
Yes.
on his balcony. Okay, so his apartment faced a courtyard. So Deep Throat couldn't have just driven by
Yeah.
and seen the balcony. He would have to go behind the parking lot. And here's where it really gets problematic. If Mark Felt was fired 6 months before the most incriminating stuff on Nixon came out, the tapes. And so he, according to Woodward's, I mean, no one said this, but he was driving in from Virginia every day, going behind Woodward's building and looking up.
Yeah.
It's total bullshit. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, and they never even found the identity of. So that seems kind of weird to me, to be a journalist and be like, I have a secret source,
yeah,
and then write it as fact.
yes.
That seems outrageous. You can literally make anything up and say,
Yeah,
I have a
true.
secret source.
And especially, I mean, with all the lies that I catch them in. And then it's kind of interesting if Deep Throat ostensibly wanted to contact Woodward, he would take the New York Times and then he'd put the time, a clock on whatever page, and then the paper would be delivered to Woodward. But the problem is, all the New York Times that went to that particular apartment building were just put in a pile.
Yeah.
they weren't. They weren't put in front of Woodward's door. So the whole thing about Woodward is, and what happened was, as Watergate started taking a toll on the Nixon administration, he had to start firing people. He fired his chief of staff, Haldeman. He fired his domestic czar, John Ehrlichman. He had to fire his attorney general, Richard Kleindienst. And Alexander Haig was such a great shapeshifter. He had been in that administration because he'd worked for Nixon, or worked for Kissinger at the National Security Council. And Nixon really liked him. Haig hated Nixon, but Haig was a really cunning sociopath. So he became Nixon's chief of staff, which was the biggest mistake that Haldeman ever made, H.R. Haldeman. When he got fired, he said, well, try Alexander Haig. And it was Alexander Haig that provided the really incriminating stuff.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing. Woodward and Haig lied. They said they hadn't met each other until 1973. And Woodward was debriefing Haig in the 1960s when Woodward was with Naval Intelligence. So that...
Woodward was naval intelligence
Yeah.
before he became a journalist?
Yeah. And here's what...
Free Nixon, bro.
Yeah, true.
So what's interesting is and I'll tell you just how crazy the Woodward story is. So Woodward, he graduates from Yale, and he's accepted to Harvard Law School. And then he ostensibly goes to the Washington Post after he's been accepted to Harvard Law School and says, I'd really like to be a reporter. I tell you what, I'm gonna, how about if I write for you guys for 2 weeks? And then if you don't like it, you don't even have to pay me. And if you don't like it, then I'll leave. So that was the deal that was ostensibly made with the Washington Post. And then they put him, ultimately he ended up in the AAA system of the Washington Post in a weekly in Maryland. And he drove a Carmen Ghia. He lived in a very nice apartment. There's no way that he could, and I demonstrate this in the book, there's no way that he could have paid. Woodward was definitely a spy at that point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There's no way he was making enough
And
money.
then the Washington Post brought him back. And then 9 months later, he and Bernstein broke open Watergate.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
They tell all kinds of other lies, but Deep Throat is definitely the biggest lie that they tell.
Do you think the stuff happening to Trump now might be some sort of interference operation or what?
I don't know.
You said it, brother. I was waiting to ask, and I was like, I don't want to.
I was curious.
No,
it
it's
sounds
exactly
familiar.
it. Yeah.
I don't. It's really hard to know with Trump. I don't see how that guy cannot be compromised myself. I mean,
But it does have the thing that reminds me of it is like the hallmarks of like JFK and Nixon, where it's like, let's de-escalate with Russia. Let's de-escalate with North Korea and China. Like, why are we, you know what I mean? It seems to be that.
I'm willing to keep my mind open on that.
Yeah.
His tax bill was probably the biggest redistribution of wealth that we've ever experienced in the United States in a short period of time. So he did help the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. He's also circled in Epstein's black book,
Yeah.
Right.
which is pretty incriminating. And he denied being with Epstein, but an Epstein victim has come forward and said that she'd talked to another Epstein victim. They were adults, but that
Yeah.
Trump had been kind of hard on the one victim. So
Hard on how so?
just a little rough.
Rough.
Sexually rough.
Yeah.
I knew it was a
I'm not-
dynamo in the sack.
I mean, we're not talking leather and S&M type stuff.
Yeah.
You just put a hurting on a lady at Epstein's Island. Yeah, I would say, if you're on the, he was pretty good pals.
They were really good pals. And it's tough to know. He said that he heard that Epstein.
I heard he broke it off after the first one when Epstein got arrested in Florida.
Well, he ostensibly broke it off before then.
Yeah.
But I mean, Donald Trump has problems with veracity, so it's difficult to know.
Has there been any connections of him and Epstein after that? Like when he said they were done being friends?
He took Epstein's plane.
After that?
Yeah, after that. And he was also visited Epstein's house. A deposition from Epstein's brother, Mark, talks about that.
Damn.
So he did lie. Trump did lie about that.
Yeah.
Got you. With Gates, and Gates revisited him too, didn't he?
Well, here's the thing with Bill Gates.
Yes.
The media cover story on him is that they met in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
The Evening Standard did an article on Epstein in 2001. And according to that article, Gates and Epstein were doing business in the 90s.
Damn.
So there's a lot that's been covered up about Epstein. And there's guys like me that really want to get at the truth, but the government and the media are just fond of kicking out salacious details. And it's really hard to get to the truth because there's been so many lies. But when I think about Trump being prosecuted or persecuted, you know, I do think about Nixon being persecuted. I believe, you know, here's the thing with Nixon. He wanted to de-escalate the arms race. He wanted to open up China so he could use China against Russia. I mean, that was his thing, and it was working for sure. But then he backed Pinochet, who was a genocidal dictator. He jacked Suharto, who was a genocidal dictator, and then Pol Pot. The Chinese were down with Pol Pot, and he wanted to appease the Chinese, so he tacitly backed Pol Pot.
But was that CIA doing that, or that was him?
That was Nixon.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the CIA ultimately
did
things that enabled it.
They got it done. Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
with Nixon, it's not. The media has sold Nixon as good versus evil, but it's not quite that simple.
Yeah.
And the media has also said that it was the left that toppled Nixon, when it was actually the right that really had the means, motive, and opportunity initially. I mean, eventually the left got involved, but after the right had inflicted a tremendous amount of damage on him.
Dang. Yeah, I had no idea. I never really, honestly, I didn't know much about Watergate. I thought he just got caught doing something kind of bad.
Everything that, like I said when we started, everything that you know about Watergate is a lie.
Damn.
Just about everything.
Shit.
Let's take a pee break.
Yeah, I do have to pee really badly.
Quick break.
Quick break, yes.
It can be easy. Hey, I'm joshing. Eat your chicken, dude. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. What's the right amount of socializing for you? How do you recharge? Maybe you thrive around people, or maybe you need some more time alone. Therapy can give you the self-awareness to build a social life that doesn't drain your battery. Personal endorsement. Golly.
Yeah, man. You got to fucking figure all these questions
You
out.
got to answer these questions. Otherwise, you're going to spread yourself.
Yep.
Last thing you want is to be spread. You don't want to be spread, dude. Have you ever been spread?
Yeah, you be careful. No, thank God I wouldn't
Right
do
now,
it.
I've been spread. Thankfully,
spread?
I've been home lately, but I was
Sure, yeah,
spread.
you
I
get
was
spread out, yeah.
gaping in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, true. I'll spread myself out a lot of times, family, and then I'll just.
Spread yourself in front of your family. Yeah. At Thanksgiving, you come there, you spread in front of everyone.
I'm like a turkey on the table.
You can just lay down, put an apple in your mouth, and just spread. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient and flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief. It's so funny thinking of them getting this ad reads. Brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. And you know that's something me and Matt love the most about BetterHelp.
True.
Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/MSSP today to get 10% off your first month. And that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MSSP, dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
Think about your dad coming down at Thanksgiving and fucking spread himself.
I just like to switch up. They're like, you're narcissistic bipolar. I go, next. Try again.
Nope, wrong.
I demand another. All right, here we go. Ever experienced the agony of harsh smoke, throat burning, or coughing attacks when smoking cannabis? The struggle is real, but the solution is chilly. That's right. I'm talking about the smoothest way to light up, and that's with Freeze Pipe. Freeze Pipe makes a unique line of freezable pipes, bubblers, and bongs that are 80% colder than using ice cubes to chill smoke. The magic is in freezable glycerin. The magic is freezable glycerin chambers that come on every piece. Simply pause.
Is that what?
Simply pop the chamber in the freezer for 1 hour, and as smoke passes through, it's instantly chilled by over 300 degrees. So every puff arrives ice cold and cough free. Yeah, I mean, dude, we can joke around all we want. Those things cool down smoke. You can't deny it. It is what it is. Those are just the facts. American owned and with over 100,000 happy customers, Freeze Pipe uses the thickest glass and market-leading glycerin chambers for a smoother experience you have to feel to believe. Ditch harsh smoke forever by visiting thefreezepipe.com and use code DRENCHED for 10% off your order. That's thefreezepipe.com and code DRENCHED for 10% off. Shop today for free shipping and smoke like royalty without paying a king's ransom.
Lucy is made for your nicotine routine and delivered straight to your door. It's 100% pure nicotine and always tobacco-free. You can choose your preferred form, pouches, breakers, or gum, and you can choose your strength from 2 milligrams to 12 milligrams. 12's a lot. And I'll tell you what, I know some hockey players that would like that.
Oh, yeah.
Flavors include mint, apple ice. That's the hockey player's favorite.
True.
Espresso, mango, and more. Save yourself from the weekly gas station stop and sign up for a monthly subscription, which saves you 15%, no commitment, cancel anytime. Avoiding the gas station stop is very nice.
Yeah, man.
That's big for Lucy.
Yeah, I might get in a fight.
Personal endorsement, I go to the gas station sometimes for my gas station fix. I don't like it. That's why I switched to Lucy, and I like Lucy.
Yep. You don't have to talk to any ruffians that might be hanging out there.
The ruffians there, yes.
Careful.
The product that sets Lucy apart is Lucy Breakers. It's nicotine pouches, but with a tiny capsule inside. That capsule contains a liquid flavor that saturates the pouch before it's even in use. Oh, fucking saturate some lady's pouch. Break it in with your teeth and boom, instant nicotine release when you need it. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/drenched and use promo code drenched to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Lucy.co and use code drenched to get 20% off and always free shipping.
Straight
and
up.
Here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Shit. Oh, please. Also, this week I'll be in Las Vegas. Please come. Wise Guys, Las Vegas. Go to mattmccusker.com for tickets. Yeah, and there's a bunch of other shows. Please come. Bye. Yep.
Just don't even ask. Stick
Get
your
in there.
fucking beak in the camera.
Well,
Get in there.
sorry. That'll be quick. Me, Lemaire, and Nate's show is on May 7th at the Creek in the Cave. If you're in Austin, Texas, please come.
Those have been really fun shows.
Yeah, they
they've
are.
been great. The
And
next
now
one's-
Nate's with you guys.
Nate's with us. It's a 3-man team now.
You guys are, yeah.
Pause.
Resume.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Don't ever backtalk Matt
sorry,
like that
sorry,
again.
Matt. Sorry. And please come to Raleigh at Good Nights in Raleigh on June 6th. Thank
Oh,
you.
God. Now we got a big shot touring comic.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wish. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, before we get into the Watergate stuff,
Yeah, we'll do this as like a precursor almost. Almost. There you go. Yeah, we'll do it as a precursor.
yeah, because a lot of the people listening to this are young men that just young men that have never really heard of Watergate or have just a brief summary of some names and what the overall scandal, or at least is portrayed as.
The official narrative. Yeah.
Okay, the official narrative with Watergate is Richard Nixon sanctioned Watergate, and the burglars got busted. And then Nixon tried to cover it up. And then that's ultimately what he was taken down for, is obstruction of justice.
Okay.
But the real Watergate story is
Yes.
Nixon didn't have a clue that those guys were breaking in to the Watergate. He had a couple of guys on his staff, Jeb Magruder, who was acting chairman for the committee to re-elect the president, and John Dean, who was counsel to the president. Those two guys sanctioned the Watergate break-ins. And the burglars, G. Gordon Liddy and was the only one that wasn't CIA. All those burglars were CIA guys or CIA assets or had been CIA assets. G. Gordon Liddy was the only one, and he'd worked for the FBI. So Liddy was the point man, and Liddy thought that breaking into the Watergate was coming from Nixon's attorney general, John Dean, or John Mitchell.
Right.
He had no idea that it was coming from Jeb Magruder and John Dean. So they sent the burglars in the first time to get as much information on the Democrats. Now, the Watergate was the 6th floor of the Democratic National Committee was on the Democratic National Committee was on the 6th floor of the Watergate. And the burglars broke in the first time, and they were looking for like democratic strategies, things like that.
Gotcha.
And then they broke in a second time.
The first time they broke in, they didn't get caught.
They did not get caught. No.
And this was how long before the second break-in?
About 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then 3 weeks later, they were ordered to get as much dirt as they possibly could. And the Democratic National Committee was connected to a brothel that was a CIA honey trap. And what happened was the secretary at the Democratic National Committee had in her desk, she had pictures of a bunch of prostitutes.
Yeah.
And Democratic VIPs would check out the pictures of the
Funny they
prostitutes.
got busted doing that. So that was a whole separate issue. Yeah. So we got that one.
All right.
Yeah, we got that one.
I think we're good.
Yeah. So we got the preamble.
Let's fire it up right back to where we were, which was, what were we talking about? Yeah, Bill Gates.
Easy.
All right. We just got done talking about Bill Gates' connection with Epstein back in the 90s.
Yeah.
What bothers me about Gates, have you guys ever tried to get a hold of a human if you've had a problem with Word?
Oh, it's the worst, dude. Or you know what happened one time? What happens is they'll do a thing where you'll just like an Indian guy will just take over your computer. Like I was like moving my mouse and my mouse would start going to the left and I'd be like, what the fuck? And he was like, sir, please stop. Yeah, they'll just, if you gotta give them permission, they'll just get into your computer and start fucking going nuts on it.
You've gone for, I've never been
It
able
took
to
a lot for me to get that though. I was chat bot after chat bot.
If they got into my computer, dude,
Yeah, and
they
eventually
could ruin all of my Total War campaigns.
dude, you could
You
tank
could start a war with Russia, dude. I don't want that.
You know, here's what
You're
I
over
mean.
the game.
There's a number of things that bother me about Bill Gates, but one of the preeminent things is he's buying all this land.
Yeah.
Why can't he put a call center? You know, on one of those acres. I mean, if he just spent a little of his money and made a call center in
Yeah.
Idaho.
Or have the dudes like hoeing all the strawberries, the Bluetooth, and they could do two at once.
Yes.
Yeah,
See?
but not Billy. He's got because I'm a writer and I rely on Microsoft Word, unfortunately.
Dude,
and I had some problems with it about 6 months ago, and I desperately tried to talk to humans.
Yeah.
Can you find your Word documents that you save on the OneDrive? If I save anything on OneDrive, I can't find it. I don't know where it is on my computer. Sorry, this is we don't have to talk about.
No. Well, I mean, I can try to give you. I can try to give you some tips.
I can't find the file afterwards. I'm stumped. I'm currently stumped. I try to
You
send.
lost your files.
I just try to like they're there, but then I try to email them to someone as an attachment, and it's just like, where is it? I'm
You
like,
need
I
a
don't
call
know.
center.
I do.
You desperately need
You got to
a call
let
center.
the engines into your computer, and they'll just start.
Yeah, they'll get it.
They'll get in there. Which I don't know how I even got in there. That was kind of nuts. I was like, what? Get out of my fucking mouse.
I mean, Gates wasn't making enough money selling Microsoft Word. Now we have to rent it, and then
Yeah, the suite.
there's no call center. I mean, you know.
Yeah, that might be his most, honestly, out of everything he's accused of, that might be the worst.
Was he ever accused of laying with ladies at Epstein's?
He's been outed that way.
Yeah.
Not with Epstein, but with some other scenarios.
Okay.
But if he's been outed in other scenarios, I mean, why wouldn't
Yeah,
he
why
be?
wouldn't he do
Yeah.
it?
Then his wife was the one who like blasted him on the Epstein stuff
Actually,
Which is a good God.
according to the media, she left him
because of it.
because of the Epstein stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
who
and
knows,
Epstein
yeah.
went back to the 1990s.
Damn.
Instead of 2011. There's so much bullshit that's been manufactured about Epstein and so much salacious dirt. It's really unfortunate. You've got a guy that trafficked children for 25 years, and our media, no one in the mainstream media has called for any justice for any of those victims.
No,
yeah,
that's,
well, it became right wing to even care about it.
that's been that's
yeah,
not for
that's
sure.
what happened. If you
That
care
became
about it,
also
you're right-wing.
that's a big thing we talk about a lot on this is like we don't do anything about it. The only thing you can do with Epstein is just on a podcast be like, The fuck?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, true.
They killed him. We knew they were going to kill him.
Yeah.
And he trafficked kids and no one, yeah. That's as far as we get.
There's a couple of things with Epstein that people just don't know. Okay, 'cause there's the Epstein Victims Compensation Fund that where a lot of Epstein's money went, and 225 victims applied for money. 150 were given. 150 were given money, and 8 decided not to take the deal. So ultimately, 142 were given money.
Damn. Can you imagine being cheap with that money?
But think of all the girls that he trafficked, and only 225 were come forward. But there's a couple other things. If you take any money from that fund, you've got to sign an NDA where you cannot name any of the perpetrators. And also, I know 2 psychologists, and one of them is very eminent. She's in the world of psychology, she's quite the superstar. She's counseled a woman, and then another psychologist is counseled a woman. They were under 10 years old when they were trafficked by Epstein. And one actually described Epstein's home and then talked about a park that was by his house and a number of things. And she was under 10 years old. And then I know of one other, I mean, these 2 psychologists I know pretty well, but then I know of another account too that I've been told of another account from someone who's, I think, legitimate, but I just haven't been able to corroborate it. So you've got the Epstein Victims Compensation Fund is a huge cover-up tool.
Damn.
It's being used to do what the government can't, to get these girls to shut up. And you've got to, and according to the government and the mainstream media, the youngest Epstein victim was 14 years old. So if you're going to apply for that fund and you're younger than 14, they're not going to give you any money. And we have no idea of how it works. We have no idea what the criteria is. It's behind it's in a black hole, essentially.
It's weird that they're not, why would, like, I mean, it's not weird. We know why, but it's clear it's a cover up. They're not being open about anything. This should all be, like you said, you filed for Freedom of Information Act and all that. This should be public, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
it's like, what's the point of being like, we can't tell anyone what
Pretty
happened?
useful to know, in terms of like voting for politicians.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, you raped a kid.
Yeah, did he rape a kid?
Yeah, you're out, dude.
We can't vote for you.
Yeah.
I wrote a book called The Franklin Scandal, which is basically, Epstein is a carbon copy of the Franklin Scandal. It was about a child trafficking network. We talked about that the first time I was on your show. Mm-hmm. And this time around, I mean, I was on to Epstein in 2012, and I got his black book in 2012.
Yeah.
And I ultimately published it. Gawker helped me publish it in 2015, but it took me 3 years to get that book published. It's kind of interesting. Once the book was, nobody wanted to touch the book.
Yeah.
And but once the book was published, the floodgates opened on the book.
Yeah.
And I started an organization, a 501c3 called Epstein Justice. And what we're trying to do is to get a commission formed to actually look at the perpetrators. We want the perpetrators to be accountable, and we want to know why the government is covering up child trafficking. We have 2 simple objectives. We want the perpetrators prosecuted, and we want the government to tell us why it's covering up child trafficking.
Yeah, like why did they seal the original case when he got busted the first time? That all got sealed, didn't it? The very first case way back
Florida.
when.
A lot of that was sealed. I mean, I was able to get a lot of documents from the police and also the feds. They're floating around out there. I mean, the feds, when Epstein was originally busted, the Palm Beach Police Department started investigating in 2006. And then about a year later, they they were going to arrest Epstein on 5 counts of child abuse. And they knew, they had statements from 5 minors, but they knew of 17 others. So there were 22 minors there. And then that case got taken away from them and it was put into a grand jury. And how grand juries work is a special prosecutor is chosen for a grand jury. And he's the one that presents evidence to the grand jurors who they're just regular citizens that have shown up for jury duty. And so grand juries have been notoriously easy to hijack because you just show them the evidence that you want to show them. So although, and the special prosecutor for the Florida grand jury, Barry Kirshner, he called one victim and skewered her, even though he knew about 22, even though law enforcement. Now, when it went to the feds, they had a list, and I've got that list of over 30 victims, and they didn't indict Epstein on one count of child abuse.
Jesus.
And it's interesting, a lot of your listeners might know this, but Alexander Acosta was the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida. And he was asked, he became Trump's labor secretary. And when the Trump administration was vetting him, they asked him why he went so light on Epstein. And he said, I was told that Epstein was intelligence and it was above my pay grade. He actually said that, and he's never denied saying that.
What?
Yeah, he said that.
Shit. That's
So
crazy.
Unfortunately, there's a rogue element of our intelligence that blackmails people. And it happened in Watergate, it happened in the Franklin scandal, and then it happened with Confessions of a DC Madam. So this is actually, Watergate's actually my third book on CIA sexual blackmail. And I don't really want to write another one at this point. I mean, I'm kind of done now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start writing about fishing.
That'd be nice.
Fishing and picnics.
Fantasy would be nice, like fantasy novel would be nice.
I think my mind is probably too dark for that, but given what I've exposed it to the last, I've been at this for 22 years, so
Yeah.
it's been kind of a slog. But Epstein justice, every American knows that something is wrong with the Epstein case.
Yeah.
There's three. If you've got a pathology, there's three ways. There's three phases. There's awareness. There's acceptance. There's action. And now we're at the point where Americans have to accept that the government covered this up. And then at that point, and that's a jumping off point for action.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, nobody believed that I think you got to be pretty entrenched in like the TV news to be like, no, the police were going to arrest him and penalize him, and he killed himself. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
He did pick a convenient time to kill himself.
True.
Yeah.
I
And the guards left and the cameras turned off.
And he got depressed, and he's like,
And he
what's
got
the
sad.
point? What the fuck?
He missed the guards.
and then his serial killer cellmate was taken out,
Yeah.
and
Damn, he had a cellmate? I didn't even know that.
what's that?
He was bunking up with the guy?
Yeah, with the guy that had killed multiple people. I think maybe the Bureau of Prisons was hoping that.
Yeah, that guy would get it done.
I mean, they're in pretty close. You're in pretty close proximity with a multiple killer. You know, multiple.
They're probably shaking his cage, rattling his cage, trying to get every day at lunch, be like, yeah, fuck you, pussy. You won't do it. You won't fucking kill anyone ever again. You're soft, bitch. Here, take this knife.
That's crazy. Yeah, he was there with a serial killer.
It's this guy was a former police officer who'd killed some people.
Yeah, those guys go rogue, dude.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if you could call him a serial. I don't know. A serial killer. I think he killed
He was
like
a
three
killer.
people.
Yeah, he was a
We
killer.
got one here right now. In
I've
Austin.
heard
In
about
Austin,
the
really?
Austin killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they found 2 bodies like last week.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares because apparently it's gay guys. So everyone's going, it doesn't matter.
They suspect he's gay because he only kills like young adult males
Oh,
that
okay.
leave like bars on Rainy Street.
And that's where you frequent.
That's not where I frequent.
Careful, Sean.
Sean, be careful.
I'll catch him.
You might catch him. You might, with
I'll
your wrestling
lure him in,
background.
yeah, and I'll catch him.
Did you ever hear about the
Pin his
Bring
lake?
him to justice.
My friend was telling me this weekend there's a lake in somewhere in Georgia called like not Rainier, some sort of lake where apparently it had something to do with like the slave trade back in the day and blah blah blah. But all these like younger kids will be partying on the lake and they just go under. And they'll ask their friends like, was your friend like hammered? Like, nah, I look fine. So there's a local lore that like there's these ghosts of slaves that are just like pulling down white partiers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude, I heard about that. I was like, damn, that's so scary.
That's very scary.
The ghosts
Get
of
your ass down. Get your ass down here, motherfucker.
Better work on your breaststroke.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Now this is racist, but you'd think you'd be able to outswim. You think that's white's territory. You go, oh, we're in the water now, dude.
You just get
You've entered the white's domain.
You've had your 5th white claw. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go.
Come here, boy.
A ghoul.
You're on a paddleboard. You're like, get off me.
Oh, shit.
My
Either way.
first major investigation was into a
I
serial
thought you
killer.
liked that.
I love it.
My first major investigation was I'm from Minneapolis, and I
Sure.
wrote for the Weekly, and there was a crazy woman who she ran an organization called Whisper, and she tried to mainstream prostitutes, get them out of the life. But she was so crazy that it was hard to listen to her, and she was saying that there's serial killer killing prostitutes, but nobody really listened to her because she was so crazy. And then I decided, well, I'm going to look into this, and I was able to find, I think it was like 46 women, mostly prostitutes, that have been stabbed, strangled, or beaten to death in the previous 8 years. Now, law enforcement had denied that there was a serial killer, but then I showed them my list, which was really difficult to put together.
Yeah.
I showed them my list, and I said, I went to the Minneapolis Police Department, I went to the St. Paul Police. I said, you guys really want to say that there's no serial killer? And then they kind of copped to it, but then it was a task force was formed.
Oh, wow. Did they ever get the guy?
And the way that article, no. And they're really hard to catch.
Yeah.
If they're good. I mean, if they're stupid, you can get them
Yeah.
after one or two.
True, yeah.
But if they're Ted Bundy or someone,
Was Dahmer in Minneapolis?
he was in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. He's in Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, I can remember I was at this really nice little island in Lake Superior called Madeline Island, and the guys that I was staying with, they don't have like televisions or radios or anything. I mean, it's pretty rustic, and it's really cool to do a lot of it. There's berry picking and fishing, all kinds of stuff.
It's awesome. Berry picking's nice. I did it this year. It's very relaxing. Picked blueberries. It was fantastic.
It's
Ate so many.
we were definitely picking blueberries,
That's nice.
It was awesome.
and I came back to civilization, and I stopped off at a diner, and that's when Jeffrey Dahmer had been outed, and I was reading the newspaper, and I thought to myself, welcome back to civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He's a cannibal.
But the FBI says that there's like 50 of them at any given time in the United States.
50 serial killers kicking around?
But I think that it's probably closer to 200.
Jesus Christ.
It's kind of interesting. Our culture, I mean, serial killers are in all cultures, but our culture seems to mass produce them more than other countries.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Well, what would be your insights into that?
About why we have more serial killers?
Yeah.
Because we're number one.
True. We're the best.
We're
Yeah,
the
we
best
are
at
the
literally
best.
everything. School shooters.
Yeah, we are the best.
We're number one.
Do we? So we definitely have the most serial. Like how far is our lead?
I think Japan covers them up. I think Asia covers them up
I-
and says, no, there's no murders here.
Yeah.
I think we got quite the head start. If it's a 50-yard
We
dash,
celebrate ours. They hide theirs.
it's
True.
well, there was
Russia gets after it, don't they? I think there's a lot
there
of
was that
Russian
Russian Chikatilo who
boys. Yeah.
killed in excess of like 100 people.
The guy here is, and he's putting them all in Lady Bird. He puts all the bodies in the same spot.
Really, I mean, that
Yeah, the
should
cops just go and let's set up let's get some fucking
True.
trail cams out there.
Yeah.
It's not that you guys don't even have to wait outside. Just put a camera up.
Yeah. Right by the lake.
Go, who's dumping sweet gardinis into the Lady Bird lake?
He's looking at the camera.
Party boys. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. They got me.
Yeah, that's that
so
shit
they
creeps me out.
has
man.
he? You would think that if they knew where he's dumping them,
You would think.
that would be
It'd be kind of easy.
put a camera there and
What is it?
The United States apparently has had 3,615 total serial killers. Second place is Russia with 196.
We're the
Damn.
best.
That's quite a lead. Yeah.
I think that also could do with
be
law enforcement here.
Catching.
At least investigating. I think if you're, and this is starting in what, like the 60s, 70s is when serial killers started getting rowdy.
Yeah, I mean, they were happening before then, but
Yeah. But I mean,
But
like getting caught
yeah.
and being like in the news. We had media and people looking out for it.
We have more
You could be in the middle of fucking Russia killing people and no one would ever. You go village to village. They go, yeah, that guy's gone.
Chikatilo was doing that, though, the
Yeah.
Russian serial killer.
But
Yeah.
we have more
No,
like
it's
shooters. We have more. I guess that's
Soviet,
because
yeah.
we have all them guns.
But the guns thing, what's interesting is Canada has pretty much the same amount of guns per capita as U.S.
Really?
And they're not shooting people like we shoot people.
That's interesting. I wonder what the hell it is. Red food coloring, red food dye. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is just.
Too much
I think
MTV.
it's
What's your theory?
Too much Beavis and Butthead in
True.
South Park. And Marilyn Manson.
people eating McDonald's.
Yeah, I was about to say too many
McDonald's.
chicken nuggets. I was just thinking the same thing.
You do go nuts if you have nuggets.
Dipping your fries into a frosty and you're just,
You go, I should kill that bitch.
My,
This
my-
reminds me of a knife into a hooker.
my theory on McDonald's, it's all made out of the same substance. It's just at different temperatures. Now, I could be wrong. It's Soylent Green. I mean, I should add that too. Would your generation know what Soylent Green is?
I've heard of it. It was that one-stop shop. Like you could just drink the shake and it replaced food, basically.
No, actually, it was a movie where
Oh.
the population had kind of escalated and they were recycling people. Vis-a-vis lunch, breakfast,
Yeah.
and dinner.
They have a thing called Soylent that I swear to God it's like a meal replacement.
It was a Charlton Heston movie, actually.
It's kind of fucked up. They named their shake after that.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
It was before he became president of the NRA.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. That is a mystery to ponder. Why would we have the most serial killers? Our rough competitive edge.
I bet we have the most of literally everything.
True. The best.
I bet we have the most pedophiles. I bet we got it on lock. Everything. Best slam dunks. Most slam dunks.
True. Everyone in their own way has to aspire to greatness.
You got to do something crazy.
It's true.
Well, what's interesting is the United States, I think, is the most spiritual country and the most material country. There's more spiritual options here than I think anywhere else. But yet there's also a rampant materialism.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe all that materialism begets that. You go, why do I need all this shit? I need to find something.
Well, your materialism begot me starting a podcast. So it's kind of interesting. I'm a really bad speller. I was really dyslexic as a kid, and I can't really spell. If it wasn't for spell check, there's no way I could have been a professional writer. So I was at a buddy's place, and he had one of those Macs, and he put spell check on, and he said, and I watched the spell check correct all the words, and I thought, I got to get one of those. So I got a Mac, and then I moved to New York, and I'd covered this conference on genetic engineering, and I was writing an article about telomeres. They're like the egglets on the end of your chromosome. And every time a cell divides, the telomere shortens, and that's what determines your obsolescence. So I plugged telomere into her search engine. This was even before Google. And then there was all these hits on telomeres, and I got a bunch of information about it, and I was able to write the article. But as soon as I saw those hits on telomeres, I said, I got to get one of those. That kind of was a Freudian. And then I did your tits. And then I did your podcast, and you told me how much money you make, and I said, I got to get one of those.
Saw our tits.
You saw our sweet tits.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's get some closing arguments here. What are you thinking about? What do you want to close on? Watergate, Epstein,
future of the country.
I would say your listeners go to Epstein Justice and check us out. And, it'd be helpful if you bought my Watergate book. Actually, it'd be helpful if you bought any of my books. And it's good to be back with you guys.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Thank you,
man.
man.
Thanks for coming.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. Awesome.